What's going on, everybody? We're live. I am solo tonight. For anybody who didn't read the description where I put that, I'm building a leaf spring truck also, and I'm not actually. I don't have it here on the desk yet. It's next to me. I'll let you guys. It's two things that I don't typically like. One of them is leaf springs. The other one is another important part, but we'll let you guys jump in. Thanks everyone again for joining in, getting people rolling in. We'll see where everybody's. I see a bunch of people I recognize in already. Thanks all of you for joining. We'll see. We'll give it a couple of minutes and then we're going to grab this truck. 124, no, not 124 scale, although that is a good guess. Hard body, not technically a hard body. Another good, I don't hate hard bodies. I just don't like, and I don't hate, well, I do kind of hate leaf springs, but yes, and I got a haircut. It's been a while. So not a hard body, not 3D printed body. That's another good clarification. Alex Callie says, I bet it's a TF2. Well, you'd be close. And you'd be kind of right. But you're missing something. I am late tonight as well because there is a fire a mile and a half from my house. So that was interesting. And the second reason that I'm late is because I had to go find a kit to build because I did not have one for tonight. And that was, I guess I did build a cross recently. So I have built a leaf sprung truck in the not so distant past. But we're still don't have all the details. Mud truck. Now this is a box stock kit, so I don't think there's any box stock mud truck leaf sprung that you can buy. But yes, I'm significantly later than just regular late. Regular late is, I mean, I forgive myself for that all the time. But the new RC4-wheel drive Defender, it's not that, those are ready to run as well. So that, nope, this is an actual kit. C2X is what do you call it? Linked, not leaf sprung. My mom is here, everybody. Everybody say hello to my mom for me. Rover, no. What's this BS I'm reading about you and leaf springs? Oh, I know. That was, and you know what? I bought this kit 30 minutes ago or 45 minutes ago now. And I was like driving home and I realized I'm like, oh, I just bought a leaf sprung truck. I forgot that this is a leaf sprung truck. Nope, not the G-Made Jeep would have fit that, and that would actually have made, because it would have been leaf springs and G-Made. Those are two things that I don't typically like. St. Louis, is it? Nope, SSD is not leaf. Are you painting it too? Technically, that's not really possible with what I'm about to build. Tamaya Subaru, no. DCM kit? No, that would be kind of cool, even though leaf spring. Gotta be GC. To my semi. Hi, Mom. Hey, Mom, your son looks like a gas station 90s fountain soda cup. That is why I love this shirt. This shirt is one of my favorites. Dale C is building the buggy raw I built last week, which is right there. Still need to paint it. I was wanting to paint it this week so that I could do the stickers on tonight's show. But I didn't paint it, so I can't do the stickers. Oh, that was what I went to the hobby shop for, was to get paint. Still haven't done that. Urgh. Ohio and Indiana, Michigan, saw Florida earlier. Visited Mark Twain Hobby today, got a new battery. Love Mark Twain Hobby in St. Louis. Great shop. Part of my new Class 1 CJ? Definitely not. This is definitely not part of my new Class 1 build. All right, we've guessed enough. Like Alex Callie said, a TF2 was a good guess, but it wasn't it. So the actual build is a TF2 short wheelbase kit. Short wheelbases are not something I normally dig. And leaf sprung is definitely not something I would normally go to. So that is what we have here. A TF2 short wheelbase kit. What? Pittsburgh, Muskegon, Michigan. Sorry for the noise. This is going to be annoying for a second. Or another 3 hours, one or the other. Might be annoying the whole time. Sorry. So yes, RC four-wheel drive, short wheelbase, double shocked. How short is it? I do not know. I know almost nothing about this kit, but RC Country, my local hobby shop just up the road from me, had it. I needed something. I looked at every kit they had, which is many, and I had either built them already recently. They had a Tamiya M6 something, which is like the VW bug kit, and that looked interesting, but I just can't do another Tamiya Phillips head hardware kit right now. So look at the little RC four-wheel drive assembly combo pack. I have never seen that before. I've built some RC four-wheel drive kits before, but never. But that's interesting. I don't hate that. That's kind of cool. Good on RC four-wheel drive. Then we've got, and here was the other thing. Stephen Lee, who works at RC Country, this was actually in the back, and he brought out a couple of options. And he's like, this one, he's like, it's a good, build, but like the axles and stuff are already assembled. And I said, that sounds even better. We're even closer. Yes, no Nicole this weekend. Tomorrow, I fly down to Arizona to pick up the cat in the morning. And we have, he's got a little bit of preparation to do for that, but a little bit left. She'll get that knocked out, I'm sure. So, and it just was one of those not camera ready weeks, which she let me know earlier this morning. Like, I'm not doing it today. Fine. Plus, I didn't have a kit yet, so I didn't even know if this was going to happen. I thought I might just be sitting here talking about nothing. So, what do we get? That's trash too. So, 10.11 inch, 10.5 inch, somewhere in there. That sounds about right. I've got a Tamiya Pajero body that I was thinking about putting on here. Seemed like that might be a reasonable option. Oh, some steel beadlocks. God, I hate steel beadlocks. I might just throw Vanquish wheels on this right away, just so I don't have to build steel beadlocks. Freaking hate those things. I'm going to scroll back up in the comments for just a second and see what I missed. Are you coming to Beat the Creek? No, I don't think I'm going to make it anything to any of the events in the Midwest this year. It's not looking like it. By the time everything kind of gets up, back and running is going to be a little bit later. And I think that I've got a ton of events out here on the West Coast. So I had a bunch of events planned in the Midwest, and I don't think any of them's going to make it. Last time I went to the hobby shop for paint, I bought a drift car. Yeah, I totally forgot I needed paint. Could be worse though. I went to the other dark side and just fab up some 20,000 sway bars for an SCX10. Fabbing is always the better way to go. What about a quarter leaf rear setup? Oh, yes. What's that? Quarter elliptical setups? Kind of fun. Yes. And I went severely short. So got rid of a lot of hair, which was quite nice. Double shocked. Again, thanks everyone for joining. Oh, we got a bunch. We're gonna jump into the build. Don't forget thumbs up. Thank you, Scale and Trail TV. Appreciate it. Just got here building a leafer. Yep, a short wheelbase leafer. Man, for how few parts there seems here, this manual sure seems hefty. It's actually just, I think it's just the paper. It's actually got really like heavy bond paper. Nice. I watch so much Office that I'm kind of a paper expert now. What part of town is the cat in? So the cat is actually coming from like the northeast corner of Arizona, and they're driving it down. And then I don't even have to leave the airport. They're gonna give it to me there. So I fly down and then fly right back. I'm only in town for like 4 hours. I once went to a hobby shop to get a spur gear and walked out with a Wraith and an SCX-10. That takes talent to get talked into 2 of them. It's just one of those cars that's too cool for the American market. Oh, yeah, I know a lot of people don't know what the Pajero is. It's kind of a cool little, it's like a, man, what was the geo tracker thing? That's kind of that area. You're really smiley for how much you're going to hate this. This is a facade right now. trying to psych myself into it. As you can tell, we're not really just reading right into these instructions yet. So you're going short wheelbase portal build. When is your router going to be delivered? I don't know. It was supposed to ship on Wednesday, but it's going freight, and I don't know if I get shipping notification or not. Montero in the US. That might be right. That might be what the Pajero is called. Dodge Raider. I don't know what the Dodge Raider is. Where the hell is Matt? Does he know? I texted him before and I told him that that Nicole would not be on. He can Skype in anytime if you'd like to give me hell about leaf springs. I miss my Pajero. Baller's taking good care of it though. So the reason that I actually, sort of fast said that, the reason I actually bought that Pajero body was because of a build that Sort of Fast did in like 2009 or 10. It was a good, I think the very first paint job, Andy, you did on it was it gold to start or was it white with the black and gray camo first? I can't remember. You built it for Scale Nationals one of those years. And that's why I bought that body. Not the Montero, but it was close. Early Pajeros came as Dodges, but modern Pajeros aren't coming to the U.S. market. Yeah, I didn't think that they ever came in, and I didn't know which way. I know they were 2-door, or some were 2 doors. I don't know if all were. Wife and I flew from Virginia to Sydney, Australia to pick up a cat. Never again. Oh, yeah, my flight's like a direct hour and 10-minute flight. Not bad build, but I must say I got rather aggravated assembling the leaf axles. Where is the wife? She is here, but she's not ready to be on camera this week. Raider is the pickup truck Mitsubishi. Montero was the 4-door. Yeah, that's because Pajero Evolution. They had an Evo version of the Pajero? What? All right, I'm going to avoid building leaf springs and just talk or read comments all night, so. Open up the bubble wrap that they needed to protect these leaf springs with. Let's see how this is all separated out. Hardware bag. It says standard hardware bag. I don't think that that's correct. Plastic A. All right. What do we need to open? Step 1, 2, and 3 need to be performed on both frame rails. Parts can be found in bags J. Part bag J. There we go. Why is it not A? Shouldn't it start with A? Why is the first step starting with bag J? Must be a translation issue. Oh, there's the archaic technology we'll be working with tonight. And we need some frame rails. Tiny little things. What's under the drag car? Oh, that's a VS410 Origin Black, or limited black limit, Black Edition Origin Limited. You've certainly seen a Pajero Evolution before they dump. Oh, okay. I think, didn't Tamiya make a Pajero Dakar version of it? I didn't know that that was called the Evolution version. No, I got some little RC four-wheel drive lasering on top. Side down, whatever. One way or the other. I don't think I've seen that on any of the TF2s I've owned in the past. All right. Let's stop avoiding this glorious Okay, we got leaf spring blocks, hangers, shoulder screws. The only thing, like, I think this is the best possible situation for this kit though, because last week we worked on a truck that had Phillips head hardware. So almost anything feels like an improvement after that. Like, the fact that this thing has regular hex hardware, I'm like, oh, well, this is odd. This is automatically better. Even though I like that little semi we built, the fact that it had Phillips head hardware still is, I can't handle it. Where are the lock nuts? Must be in the standard hardware bag. To my CC01, it came with the Mitsubishi Pajero. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking. I do like how our Sphero Drive sent the hardware in individual labeled bags. Now, so I've seen Cross does this. A number of people do that. I actually I don't like this method. I like the hardware bagged by steps method better. Like a lot of other companies do it. Think like we do, Patera, Losi, Axial, those, like, you know, you open a bag and it's got most of the parts you're going to need for that. And then you go to the next one. This is simply easier for manufacturing. I don't think it's at all done because it's a nicer system. Yes, Nicole's spending the last night with just the 2 cats. Since we're going to have a fuller house tomorrow with the new kitty. You still don't know how. I think the last time I was we got a kitten when I was in, middle school. Yeah, it would have been middle school time frame. That was the last time I've really, and I don't even remember how like a kitten acts, or like how like having a new pet, like the type of response, you know, I know it's not like a puppy, but I still am just like, "Ugh." Didn't get the new kitty yet. Tomorrow I will have it. So next week it will be here. Tonight, my second option, if it wasn't building this kit, it was going to be assembling a Pilates machine instead. But I figured that'd be too hard to get the audio to work right. So Nicole's new Pilates machine will have to be next week. That's what I should make her do. That's what we're assembling next week. There's no way she'll be able to let me wait a week to assemble that. I'll have to assemble that on Sunday. Why do I keep grabbing that one? Leaf spring hangers already. Of course, they make you start right with that. Just no easing into it. Just get ready. Josh Exotic's kitten comes tomorrow. Josh Exotic jokes start on STL Sunday. Yes, for any my Sunday streams are not nearly as popular as other streams, like Fridays or whatever, Wednesdays with Matt. Very much fewer people have any interest in 3D modeling. We'll see how that goes. If that, it's not exactly doesn't have the same kind of return as doing these other live streams. The viewership's lower and all that stuff's a little bit lower. So I don't know. I still enjoy it, so maybe I'll keep doing it, but otherwise we'll have to change up some ideas. Try and see if we can get a little bit more audience a different way. Real Jeeps have leaf springs. No, real Jeeps are linked. Well, I mean, I guess CJ's kind of count, but cool Jeeps are linked. TJs and beyond. Those are the cool Jeeps. I'm kidding. Just as long as you're not talking about a Cherokee, we can still be friends. Real Jeeps have hydraulic suspension. What about an XJ? Is there a different hanger? Because this hanger doesn't fit for shit. XJs are leaf spring, and oh, that's true. They're leaf in the rear and link in the front. I think that this hanger is just underbent. Ooh, no, are they all that way? These just do not fit very well. Okay. See, this is not a great start. Most parts on a TF2 don't fit shit. Oh, also this week, I've changed some of the latency settings in OBS, so hopefully there's not as much of a delay. We're gonna try using our RC Foil Drive's assembly combo pack, which comes with some grease, some thread lock, and some shock fluid, which I'm pretty sure, well, maybe those shocks are designed for oil, but they definitely don't hold any oil. RC Foil Drive should just call their shock fluid like axle lube. Gravity axle lube. Hey, do you speak French, please? Yes, I do not. I speak four English at that and like 9 words of Spanish. Have you seen the SBG fans only yet? Spoiler, it's pictures of model trains. Do you mean SBG only fans? Because I think those are two very different sites, but I'm not saying both of them don't sound interesting for different reasons. Okay, seriously, these spring hangers do not fit this chassis very well. Josh speaks Midwest. Yes, best answer yet. I like the 90s nostalgic shirt. That's right. I bought this one and the like kindergarten roadmap rug shirt at the same time while laying in a hotel room in Champaign, Illinois. See what I'm talking about here? See how that thing is not square? Not, I mean, it doesn't lay flat and it's not. I don't know. That's annoying to me. We shall continue. This side appears to line up better. Maybe the holes are just drilled slightly off on that side. Seriously, TF2 parts fit like shit. Okay. It's been a while since I built a TF2 from a kit. I've owned like, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them at various times, but usually just like buying them complete, maybe doing something and then turning it. But I built the last TF2 I built was a long wheelbase kit. Nope. Gonna start. Is it gonna start in the thread at all? There it goes. It's cockeyed. It's a great word. You don't hear cockeyed enough. Such proper English we shall we shall continue. He bent stuff already so he doesn't have to finish it. At least the threads are tightening up differently. Who are you and where is Josh? Have you ever driven a leaf spring truck? I have. I've even built leaf spring trucks out of trucks that weren't leaf spring before. I've converted them. I make terrible decisions on purpose all the time. My students giggle when I use cockeyed. Yeah. I mean, I've heard it you heard it a million times in the past, but it's not one of those words you hear all that much anymore. All right. Guess what? More leaf spring. We're going to do hangers in the front, hangers in the back. Brr. All right, I'm done. I quit. This build will be, this build's already it's for sale right now. Highest bidder during the stream can buy this kit. We will start the bidding at $10. It's all wonky. Wonky's another great. A word you don't hear all that much anymore in the RC hobby. Any thoughts on which body you will use? If I keep this, then what I'll look at using is I've got one of the Tamiya hard body Pajeros. Oh, we're up to $25. $100 we're up to. Okay, there we go. So far, current high bidder, Jeremy Burris at $100. I got about tree fee. $175. Josh Weisberger's at. Let's see. Josh, I have a tube chassis that is linked in the front, is linked front and rear, and I have the same length links in the rear, and as size rod ends. What would make the wheelbase? What would make the wheels tires off center of the fenders? Having a hard time 100% understanding what you mean, but I'm thinking that if your front is off center, then well, it depends if it's 4-linked or 3-linked with panhard up front. You could just have a straight up bent chassis. Like, you should always check that. I think we're at 150. Lent SNH 17 is at 150. 10,000 yen. I'm pretty sure that's like $9 because I think I bought a drift car a few months back for like 300,000 yen. And I think that was 300 bucks. I'll trade you 3 chickens for it. For some reason, I feel like 3 chickens would be what Nicole would take. Mountain Man RC says 200. Honest, I'm not hating RC 4-wheel drive's little bottle of Threadlock. It's awfully cute. We'll see what happens once I start using enough that I have to squeeze a little more. Is the fire coming your way? I'm assuming that if it is, then maybe they would like loudspeaker over us with the So they've got helicopters out there right now dumping water on it. For anyone who wasn't here at the very, very beginning of the stream, I was mentioning I was partially delayed getting to my house because there's a fire, a wildfire, 1.5 miles away. That they had helicopters circling, dumping, and fire trucks and things like that, kind of blocking the way of the highway. So it's a grass fire. There's a lot of open area around our place, and that can happen. I imagine they'll get it under control. Otherwise, you'll know as the stream will just we will run away. But they had lots of fire engines, and like I said, they had the helicopter circling, dropping the water bag, no anchors, but Matt, have you ever watched Convoy? Is Matt in here, or are you talking to me and calling me the wrong name? If so, I'm very offended. Not. People always mess up our names. Let's face it, it's worth my bid of 500, Josh Weisberg says. Josh, I wouldn't even accept that bid of 500. That is simply too much money. Would let you buy it for the regular dollar amount that this thing cost rather than taking any money over what this thing was. Did the choppers have anchors out? See? I didn't even see the comment, but I knew it was coming. Is it a C-channel rail? Oh, that it is not technically. It's got some actual width to it at the very least. And it's, there's areas where it's channeled out, but no, it is not. So let's call it three things about that I'm not super fond of. But I'll at least give them to him that it's a scale looking chassis, the thickness. It looks more like a truly boxed frame rail. So I wouldn't knock him on the non-C channel chassis. Eddie says, I'll trade you for a fire extinguisher. I think you might want to bring the fire extinguisher anyway. No. Is Josh wearing a 90s themed shirt? I am, and it's one of my favorites. I love weird t-shirts. Let's see. I think these are our Bag O Cross members. Suppose I don't need to dump all of them out. Screw it. Okay. I have a bomber interior, Unimog interior, and a half a Proline body I can trade you. Speaking my all things I like. Josh Weisberger says sold, but you have to sign it. Done. Done and doneer. Let's see. This truck is a dumpster fire. We'll see. We'll see how the rest of this assembly goes. Tell you, the initial fitting of those shackles, not my favorite thing. The other components afterwards so far, pretty okay. Wait, you paid money for this shirt? This is a t-shirt I actually bought and paid for, which, as many may know, not common. Which, speaking of, I got 2 t-shirts in the mail today from, I believe, Mr. John Bray. I wonder if he's in here. Jinja RC says magnets or Velcro. I would definitely go magnets over Velcro. I do not like Velcro. Maybe it's just from I don't know. I just don't like Velcro. Not an RC. I don't like the sound of it. I don't like that sound. Just sounds so unmechanical. So unprecise. Imprecise would be imprecise, not unprecise. Did I assemble this back? No, that's right. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I definitely thought the front was the back and the back was the front on this. But I'm assembling it properly. I just thought the chassis was the other way around. I think it's because I'm used to, well, I think it's just because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Where's the boss lady? She's hiding tonight. She's not ready. She's not wanting to be on camera tonight, which is all of the bargaining. I have no bargaining power past that. Where at Goodwill? No, I think it was called like Shirt Splash or Soda Splash or some shit. I got it at the same place I got the awesome, oh, I can't put that on yet. I got it at the same place I got my roadmap kindergarten t-shirt thing. Where's the transmission? Shirt wash. That's what it was called. Shirt wash. So we've got an assembled transmission and an assembled transfer case. Don't hate it. 64 tooth spur gear. All right, we need some mounts for this thing. Not there. There's a skid. There we go. Skid plate and trans mounts. I know I'm missing a lot of comments, but Nicole's not here, and this is as good as you guys get. But thanks for tuning in regardless. I know everybody's usually here for her. She's fairly funny. I'll give you that. What's up? Hot and humid in the Ozarks. It is freaking steamy here as well. Humidity was even a little high, but it was definitely hot. All right, what mounts do I need? These two. Like this. Match all these freaky angles. Okay. Josh got facial hair back? You've been gone for a while. Bet he never does that again. You know, every once in a while you just gotta check yourself. Try something out. Almost every time I shave my beard, I leave a mustache, but usually it's just for like 20 minutes. I walk out, Nicole yells at me. I go shave the rest of it all. I've never seen a leather Velcro wallet. Is someone saying they saw that? My wallets are another one of those things that I find, when you find a good, I use a wallet from The Ridge and I freaking love it. It's such a good wallet. I've never had a wallet I liked more. It took me a while to find the one that I wanted, but once I did, it was awesome. So it's one of these style where it's elastic between them, but it holds, I mean, I've got my cash in there as well, but cards and all that, and expands to basically the size you need. But, and I've got my logo lasered on there. But it was like a gunmetal, and now, like, I lasered it, and then it probably won't do it, but like you can see how my logo is all shiny now. No, it won't really do it, but it's just the best wallet. Freaking love this thing. And this way, no. That tab goes out. M3x8 countersunk. What is a robo wallet? Or are you calling mine a robo wallet? Ridges are so expensive. So many other things like Amazon half price. You know, that's a lot of things, but sometimes it's nice to support the guys who maybe did it first and not a knockoff version, which I won't get into that thing again, but BT, thanks BT. $20. Tell these guys to help out. Thanks, BT. I appreciate it. As always, you are a great supporter. Getting there. Stopped using a wallet 35 years ago. My lower back thanks me so I switched to a wallet like this I went to a thin type wallet a lot of years ago after I got in a motorcycle accident because of my lower back. Uh, I carry that wallet in my front pocket, uh, and that's. But yeah, those wallets are expensive. I think I paid like 75 or 80 bucks, but it's been worth it. I think I've used that wallet for 3+ years now already, and it's just I would easily spend it again. Spend money on expensive wallet, then not have any money to put in it. Looks like a robot part. What's the trans mounts look like? So there's one on that side that's kind of just like a funky offset L bracket. Then the other one has got like this extended peg on that side. And then it's got a boss that's threaded. So just to get stuff put in order. Yep, got to carry my checkbook. Stays on the dash in my truck. Checkbook? We te- we've got like the folder style check, with like the 3 checks tall and the stubs, and checkbook is not portable. Love the content. You're welcome. Thanks, BT. Again, I do appreciate it. All right, let's put the skid plate in. So we need M3 by 10s. Let's find the M3 by 10 bag. Can you practice braze steel brake line with standard solder? Man, I don't believe so. Don't torque down those screws too tight. Okay, good to know. Let's make sure we use thread lock because I'm not going to torque down too tight. Make sure, wait, what side is this? This is this side. Got it backwards. Let's see. Am I going to check the trans and axles for grease? Wait, we'll see. Oh yeah, you have one of those big money checkbooks. No, I just think it was. I don't even know why I went that style. Just did. I'd help out too, but I'm short on it. No, you're not. You're appreciate the guys who do, but it is not expected. Any of you guys who do, it's always appreciated. BT, I appreciate it. All you other guys who do, especially regularly, that's awesome. But times can be tough for everybody. Okay, that. All right, looks like we got it all. All right, we got it all right. So we can keep going. I got to put the trans in. No money in the wallet means no back pain either. Spinning the trans like he's putting hands under a truck. I know. I got to fidget with something. I'm the worst for that. More 10 mils. Where'd I put the 10 mil bag? Right there. Hillel from Bogota, Colombia, Southern America. Nice. Thanks for joining. My brother was in Bogota late last year. Said it was awesome. How's the night, Harley? Thanks, Buck RC, for joining. So far, the conversation has been good and distracting me from the fact that we're building a leaf sprung truck. So the new technology is distracting me from old technology. Are you a leaf spring fan, and how do you set them up? I'm not. Let's get that one super clear right away. Let's see. I've never understood carrying a wallet in your back pocket. I mean, I always did before, but it was just like the method I was taught. I just, like that was how I grew up. And I was always fine until like I got in that motorcycle accident. And then like my back was just, I was always uncomfortable from that stuff until I got rid of the wallet and went to something else, and then it was just like instantly better. Salinas Valley here. How's it going? Wallet in the front pocket for the win for sure. Totally agree. Another Friday night stuck in my rig watching Harley build. I think I'm in Virginia tonight. Dang, all over. I feel like we have a few over the road guys who check in. Montana, what's going on? Let's see. I don't know. I give up trying to put my rear tires in the fender wells. Just run. Now you're going to have to watch Matt's video on leaf springs. Josh needs to make a Vanquish fidget spinner. Not a terrible idea. And more 10s. Oh, wait, it's a 12 on this side. Could have missed that. Lock nuts, 12. I keep my wallet in my toolbox. It's like some of the other guys I know, like they're like, oh, I have to go grab my wallet. It's in my truck or it's in my. No, I got it. It has to be on me. I would feel like I left my cell phone at home if I did. Let's see. Did you open the transmission and axles for grease, or may or may not be in there? I haven't yet, and somebody already brought that up, and now I'm wondering. But I am already bolting the transmission in. I just realized, like as I'm reading that comment. So. We'll open up We'll open up We'll open up one axle at least. How about that? And if that looks okay, then we're gonna keep moving. Sorry, I'm missing a bunch of comments. I'm not skipping you. If you have a good question, just throw it in there again. Hopefully I get it the second time around, because I'm not trying to ignore you. Josh, what the hell is happening right now? You're building leaf springs. Last week I saw you with an SCX 24. This is what happens when we've been building trucks almost every week for I don't know how many weeks. Like you straight up run out of like I guess we're building a leaf spring truck. And I literally bought this truck, was driving home from RC Country, my hobby shop, and then realized I bought a leaf sprung truck because I bought this 30 minutes before the stream. Are they Yoda 2s? That they didn't. I think they're Yoda axles. The short wheelbase. I don't know that it ever got. Oh, hold on. Uh-huh. Hold on one second, sir. So, oh, isn't that a nice shirt, Matt?
I thought you would appreciate this shirt.
So no, I will switch to this.
Hello, everyone. I'm not even watching your crummy live stream tonight.
You don't even have to. I'm going to narrow up your image because it'll make you look slimmer. Or your head less big. I don't know which one. I'm building a leaf sprung truck, Matt.
Yeah, I see that. That's unfortunate. What have you done to me? I'm so stretched out and odd.
I fixed you then.
I'm looking at it. It's
You'll see
horrible.
yourself. You'll see yourself do this.
No.
Not,
Hey, speaking of nice shirts,
this is one of the best shirts that you can buy with money.
I've seen that on such things as, look, you've done something that I just want everyone to know that I don't look like this. If you've seen my live streams, I'm actually of a normal proportion. Something wrong with your screen. I'm like,
well,
I look like I'm 30 pounds heavier. Well, actually, I look like I'm 20 pounds heavier, like I was when this
how about
this whole thing started.
Now, how about that? Do you feel better now? Let's see. I can.
Yes. Oh, hey, whoa. There we go.
Too far.
That's better.
Too far.
That's better. Not much latency on this. This is
Nope.
good.
I went to the.
Oh, careful.
I know.
That's a little too far.
You
broke it.
I brought you back. It's okay.
All right. Okay.
I went too far on purpose.
Yeah, the mat signal was strong tonight. I was actually at my dog's birthday party because he's 3.
Dog's birthday party. That's a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing. It's a nice thing.
Well,
he was really good. He was wearing a shirt similar to this one, actually. Got some pictures here.
Josh, the shirt looks like it came from a Spuds MacKenzie Budweiser commercial. But
look at that.
That's a good time. Oh my, you are right. That does.
Isn't he handsome?
I bet. Was the shirt the same size? Why do I feel like it was the same size? Why do I feel like you two have the same share wardrobe?
He had a different size shirt. And he can't do up buttons, so it's Velcro.
We were just discussing Velcro earlier.
Oh yeah.
And my aversion to it.
I don't like
the sound.
No. So I see, let's get off the topic of Velcro for a minute. I see you're building my least favorite leaf sprung truck.
It's all of the things that I normally wouldn't do. Short wheelbase.
Yep. It's definitely not my favorite one.
Yeah.
Mostly because no matter how much you break in those springs or take out some of the helpers or do the chino mod or whatever, that thing is just too short.
Yes, that's... Although, too short is a good thing.
Well, whoa, easy. Maybe for you.
You don't like too short?
Oh, the music. No, absolutely. I love Too Short.
Okay.
Funny story. My wife met Too Short in Las Vegas at there was the club at the top of the Palms Ghost Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. She met Too Short and most of his entourage there one night because he was performing, and then they all came up there. So she was there for a trade show event. And hung out with Too Short.
That's
as you do.
Actually kind of a cool story.
Didn't say it was an interesting story.
Well, I mean,
but it was.
Getting to hang out with Too Short is inherently interesting.
Absolutely.
I'm immediately interested.
Yeah. How far along are you there? You've got some of it done.
Yeah, chassis built. We've got.
There's no body for that. So what are you going to do body wise?
Well, depending, the length of time that I have this remain in my possession depends on that.
Who are you building it for?
No, I mean, I bought it, but I bought it.
Your own money?
Yeah, with my money.
Oof.
In exchange for goods.
Sorry.
Yeah, I went to the hobby shop before the stream because I did not have a kit. I tried to find a boat. I almost bought a rocket.
The supply chain is desperate.
I was like, do you have any boat kits? And they're like, yeah, like,
we do.
Like, there's these, and I'm looking at them. They're like, yeah, you just take and you steam the wood, and I'm like, oh, whoa, like
that sounds right up my alley.
Like,
tell me more,
dude. Yeah, like that. Like, yeah, you just do that. You steam the wood and you plank it, and you do. I'm like, let's stop immediately. Just, I'm thinking more of like a already done hull that I could just.
I'm looking for more of the type of boat where I put a battery in it. Who
is Too Short? Who the hell is Too Short? Wow, a lot of people don't know who Too Short was.
For the record, it's the number 2.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even know that. I thought it would. I did not know that he did not allow it to be spelled.
I'm just going to double check that. Yeah, it's the number 2.
Huh. Okay. Well, yes. Too Short had such classics as his friend Betty, it's different.
Yes.
Similar, but no, different.
That's
so many good song titles.
So many. Oh, wait, hold on. Sometimes it's Too Short, the number.
Okay.
Most times it's 2, the TOO, but the S in short is a dollar sign.
Now that is a given, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, but
Oakland, California. So not
far from me.
So far away from
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the more you know.
Right. He had some beef with Dave Chappelle.
Oh.
Remember in his song?
About that. Yeah.
He was saying it's really hard to talk about Too Short and trying to keep this a
relatively PG,
relatively family-friendly show.
Yeah. No, everyone's correcting me. Yeah, sometimes it's the number 2. Most times it's 2 and then the dollar sign. So
that's okay. I forgive you immediately.
Hey, I'm not. It's late. I've spent a lot of time partying with my dog.
Wow, these instructions are interesting. Trying to get into the angle that they're.
Oh, I see you're building the bumper supports.
Yeah. Oh, is that what I'm building?
Yeah.
Because I can't say that I'm totally for sure.
Yes. Don't forget to Loctite everything.
I am Loctiting everything with the included RC 4-wheel drive assembly combo pack.
What?
Yeah. Have you seen that before?
No.
Me neither. First time. It came with a very small bottle of Threadlock RC 4-wheel drive.
Wow.
Branded. A small
I've
bottle.
Never seen that before.
A small container of grease, and then a small container of shock fluid, which I think is definitely more of an axle coating. But
I don't think you'll need that shock fluid for this truck.
Not unless I desire a puddle on my shelves.
Well, I don't think the shocks on there are designed to hold oil.
I didn't think so either, because it uses like those little white shocks with
the spring inside.
4 millimeters of travel.
Also, when you build it, take the springs out of those shocks, because you will not need them.
Okay, good call.
Because it's way too firm otherwise.
Have either of you seen the RC 4-wheel drive Terraflex revolver shackles in action? I've seen them. I've never seen them in action.
I have seen them in action.
Have you ever?
I had them on a truck once.
Yeah.
I would not bother. I mean, it's a looks thing.
Is it?
What am I saying?
I mean,
It's
and you're
it's
saying you wouldn't
supposed to.
bother?
Yeah, I know. It's supposed to add some level of performance by giving you a bit more travel in your leaf springs,
Oh,
but
I see why you hated it.
adding
Don't you
performance.
dare try and make these leaf springs work better.
I want
I
the
take
worst thing.
I take great umbrage.
I take the most pleasure in making sure these are horrible. I hope RC four-wheel drive's not watching.
Yeah, life is too short in high school in my Toyota Hilux 92. Let's see.
That's a lot of words.
Yeah. Too short for me
You have 359 people watching right now.
People love
it's Friday night people.
Listen, people like Friday night build.
They do, actually. Mostly, I think it's because of Nicole.
I know.
She's not even here
I
tonight.
even put it in the description to try and not mislead that tonight I was solo.
My more excellent co-host, isn't going to be here.
Yes.
But somehow I'm roped into being here now.
The text message went out early.
Yeah. Hey, if you're not doing anything, I'm lonely.
Two things don't go together. Leaf springs and works good.
Depends on the truck and the driver.
Yeah.
I've done very good things with that leaf sprung truck.
You know, that's
so this is more of just a conversation for the two of us, not the 363 people watching now. But did you make that call? Did you speak to that person?
Can you remind me of what topic?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
I have an appointment on Sunday for
I have one on Saturday.
What do you know? So yes, I did, and I do.
Well, great, excellent. Glad to hear it. Any more cryptic?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone just be.
I'd love to hear the speculation on what we're talking about.
Oh, I know.
No, it's not the monthly thing.
No, it's not. This is of an international matter.
Ooh, yes.
I guess this is an international podcast right now, even though. Damn it.
It's so international.
So, prestige worldwide right here.
Prestige worldwide. It won't involve either a boat nor a hoe.
Right. Even with as much too short as we're discussing.
Or possibly, there might be a Catalina wine mixer. You never know.
There could be. This does sound exotic.
It does. Indeed.
Matt, have you ever, do you know anything about Roll Scale? Have you ever used any of their stuff?
Roll Scale. Sounds familiar. I'm sure I've seen
IFS kit, the SCX 10.2 IFS kit.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I haven't had any experience with it. I've seen a lot of it, and I saw a lot of it during its prototyping phases.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen one in real life. Somebody was asking about it on my stories today, but I didn't have enough experience with it to say anything.
Yeah.
So question. But I have seen it. Why? Is that something you?
It just had popped up in there, and I absolutely have no experience with them.
You never get it because you like performance,
right? Agreed. Yeah. The only thing I know about it is that I've talked about it in Scale News, and that was my contribution to the world.
Yes.
So, people's guesses of colonoscopies are definitely one of the
butt stuff. I saw that too. Nope. Not that. I can answer that Axial Fest Badlands is happening.
Yes, and you announced officially that you were not going to be making the trip, unfortunately.
That is sad for me.
And I will not be either. I was contemplating it, but it was, Matt was going to go. And I know I would have had other people there as well, but yeah.
Yeah.
I just, I decided to not do.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but, what can you do?
Right.
There's literally nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
I guess I could call my congressman or whatever.
Or, try and smuggle yourself across the border.
I'll ship myself in a giant. Actually, I got that Galande 2 box back there. Maybe I can fit in that.
This is supposed to thread into this with an 8mm, and I can absolutely just freely spin it without any concern of tightening.
You're doing it right.
So, oh, I see. The threads are all pulled out of the first few millimeters. This one looks good.
My lighting. My hue lamps are designed to go off at a certain time.
Well, you picked an odd time.
10:40?
Yeah. Why not 10:30 or 10:45? But 10:40.
Look.
Specific.
Just Mike J suggested that I just take a barrel over the falls. That's a good idea.
That's the most clever suggestion I think I've ever heard.
Ed wants to see more. Rapid Edward wants to see more pictures of my dog, and I will happily oblige because I don't have any children. So
you
don't want to see pictures of trucks. You better want to see pictures of my dog.
Oh man, a 10mm won't even tighten in this. Will anything, or did all the threads pull?
No. Screw up, stupid.
I mean, I'm capable of that. I don't know if you're instructing me.
Just trying to find a really good photo of this most handsome dog ever. There it is. All right, Ed. This one's for you, pal. Look at that big goofy face.
I think I underestimate what the size of that dog actually is.
He's like 65 pounds.
Yeah, that's pretty good size.
And he's about 6 feet tall. No, I don't know. He like comes up to my hip pretty easily. So yeah. He's a big boy.
Well, I think the good news is that I'm pretty sure that this thing has no threads in this body post. Womp, womp, womp.
You know what? You don't really need them because you don't have a body to put on it.
You know what? You can't argue with that logic.
Max Amelius, the Camellius, I did have a couple of SWBs in my day. I built one and actually comped with it one year. Of course I did. Yeah, it's not my favorite because it's pretty short. It's a nice trail truck once you soften the springs, but yeah, I would not call that one of my favorite.
Which one was that?
I made what did I do? Some sort of Nissan Patrol.
The Patrol.
But it was like an old school one, like a first or second gen. Yeah. Scratch built, of course.
Oh, yes. Nothing less. Made from reclaimed styrene from 100-year-old churches.
Only the finest recycled styrene.
You know, that we expect nothing less.
Yeah, that's sort of my MO.
None of that store-bought stuff.
Oh no, I buy all my styrene in bulk. I get a 4x8 sheet for $23.
That is pretty good. I
Yeah,
can only imagine seeing you try and get that home previously in your smaller Jeep version.
I rolled it up.
Yes. Still, it seemed those are so tiny.
Which one? The
Didn't
Cherokee?
Yeah, it wasn't is it Cherokee? This Cherokee seems so small.
No, it was good. You fold the seats down. There's lots of room back there.
Okay.
It's bigger than a XJ.
Well, oh, really?
Oh yeah, by a mile.
Hmm.
XJs are tiny, dude.
It's a 12. Yeah, but I thought those Cherokee. Maybe I'm thinking of the Renegade.
Maybe you're thinking of the Patriot.
No, the Patriot was big, wasn't it?
No, now you're getting really confused. The Patriot was the same as the Compass, which was built on the Caliber platform.
Oh yeah, okay.
Those are awful.
Did they have an old Patriot that was big that had like a raised roof section?
That's the Commander.
Okay. Duck Commander.
Gosh, I know a lot about Jeeps
Right.
for a Toyota enthusiast.
Poor man says he's got some 3mm helicoils. That's probably what this would take. But at that point, I think I could spin one of those on a lathe faster than I could go through the trouble of helicoiling.
Have you got a mod in here?
I do. Alex Callie is. Nicole assigned Alex as a mod last week.
Oh, was there a lot of untoward comments coming through?
No, she just didn't want to handle the comments. She just like
she's like, I'll just give it to this guy.
You're a moderator now. Like,
nice.
Okay.
Nice.
No, nothing other than just she's like you.
You.
But I have to say, Alex has done well, and so.
Well, I guess I'll withhold all my comments about XJs until he's gone.
I think Alex even said that he misses like his Dodge Dakota or Ford Ranger, one of those other ones that I always make fun
of. The gold Ford Ranger from our favorite movie, Flying Cars.
There is nothing better. I still, you know what? Maybe after this stream tonight, I'll queue up Flying Cars.
I'm gonna pop it on after I get out of here too. nothing like a Friday night viewing party.
That's
I'll put it on after Rebecca goes to bed because she refuses to watch it again. Because let's be fair, it was not good.
Yeah, that's I for some reason I really feel like the second time through I'm gonna be more into it. I'm gonna really start
hope
looking into it.
You open a bag of chips over there?
No, just the baggies of hardware that RC4 Drive uses.
Wouldn't it be nice if they sort of got into the scheme of
step-by-step
packaging, step-by-step bag? That would be nice.
This is by no means like, somebody was saying, I like the fact that they're individually bagged. I'm like, I don't. I think it's purely out of laziness.
It is.
Well, I won't say laziness, efficiency.
Value.
Yes.
Maybe. It's a value proposition.
Yeah. That's but I'm just saying, the one thing that I am not so mad about with being that this is a leaf spring build is that I don't have to build links tonight other than some steering links.
Yes, that is the benefit to any of the leaf sprung kits. They're a little quicker in that regard.
My Dodge Dakota was a beast. Now we actually had a 99 Dodge Dakota with the 5.4, the little 318 V8 or 5.2, 5.2 maybe. I don't remember what it was.
It's funny, for my dad having worked for Chrysler for as long as he did, and as many company cars as we had in that time, we never ever had a pickup.
Oh yeah.
We had more vans than pickups. Because when he started his career, he was working at an assembly plant in Windsor where they made like the van.
What kind of van?
Like the utility big
Okay.
van.
Right.
So he'd bring those home every once in a while, and those were like, my mom was like, "Why are you bringing this?
What are you doing here?"
Yeah, what is this? Why do you have a white van? Contractor van. Anyway,
He was
never had a pickup truck.
Van life before van life.
We had Jeeps. We had a really nice Mitsubishi. It was the Eagle.
The AMC.
Talon.
Oh, the Eagle Talon. I loved the Eagle Talon.
Same. That was the car we had when I turned 16.
Yeah.
So we had.
Was it the turbo? Was
Eagle,
it the TSI?
Of course.
Even better.
So it was the all-wheel drive one too.
Oh,
so
wow.
It was turbo.
I don't remember what the all-wheel drive Talon was, because it was like the GSX and the Mitsubishi.
Right.
And there was what was it? The Mitsubishi, the Talon, and what was the other one? No, not Stealth.
Did they do a Plymouth? The Stealth was the 3000 GT.
Yeah, 3000 GT.
Yeah, TSI all-wheel drive.
Okay,
that's the one.
They called it. Wasn't there another one? Wasn't there a Talon?
I could look it up on Wiki, but I don't think there was anything else.
Was it just those two? Huh. But yeah, those were Diamond Star motor, DSMs.
Yeah. Oh, there was a Plymouth. There was a Plymouth Laser.
The Laser. Laser.
Did you ever watch the Dodgeball movie?
Oh yeah, I watched it the other day.
When he's introducing all of the guys that
from the Globo Gym.
Laser.
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, yeah. That was the car I learned how to drive on. We had a Mitsubishi
Eagle Talon. Eagle Talon.
Yeah,
that's what the other one was.
Eagle Talon, and we also had.
That's what you said.
We also had an Eagle 3000, which I think was also a Mitsubishi.
Was there? There was an Eagle one of those? I thought there was only the Stealth and the 3000 GT.
Maybe it was a Dodge 2000 then. But it was definitely like a rebadged Mitsubishi. No, you know what? I'll never find it because it was probably like a Canada only specific, but whatever. I got my license and then I drove the Eagle Talon to work or to school every day. I felt like the king of the world.
Yep.
And then we got rid of that and got a Dodge Neon. Yeah. My clout went down substantially after that.
Oh man, what a bummer. But I will say, so in 1999 we got that Dodge Dakota, which was a yellow Dodge Dakota, which was cool at the time.
Yeah, it was. What was that, like the Surf edition?
Yeah, it wasn't the RT, because the RT was the 5.9. It was just like the cool, whatever.
Right.
But then in, what would it have been? 2001, we bought one of the first 50 pre-production versions of the Chrysler. Almost even less cool than your Neon, but very close to it. One of the first 50 pre-production PT Cruisers.
Wow. You win. Actually, you know what? We had two PT Cruisers in our lifetime.
So the PT Cruiser became my brother's car, and he put we two-tone painted it like professional. We did our own paint. We did paint work. So professional, did it down, did a white top, black bottom with a Xeon body kit on it.
Wow.
Yep. 18-inch Motegi wheels and super Kumo tires. Because I remember that was
Bro.
in the Cash Money Millionaires Super Kumo tires, and they gotta be run.
Your lyric memorization is good.
Oh, my mom. Yes, my mom is in here, and she's got, because my brother used to call it the Petey. But it looked the body kit on it looked pretty decent. Like, oh, you know what? I know where I have a photo of it, and it's worth it.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. That should actually be the thumbnail for next week's live show is horrible cars from our past.
Let me.
My favorite car, I think from my youth, was my 78 Chevy Malibu. And it has a pretty good history because it was, before I owned it, it belonged to my girlfriend's brother, and he restored it and actually did a really nice job of cleaning it up and making it pretty clean. It was a big ass V8 4-door, but the rear windows didn't go down because it was formerly a cop car.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it was like a sleeper car in that it had a lot of power, but it was just so big and so dangerous because there was no ABS or power steering or anything.
Right.
Actually, it might have had power steering, but the brakes were definitely not anything to write home about. And I loved that car. Bench seat in the front. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Good car.
I think that my brother may have scrubbed this memory from Facebook. Like, my brother is the coolest person I know, like, for sure. And so I think that he probably did it for that reason, because like the rest of his Facebook photos are like him in Vietnam and him in I think that he only allows for insanely cool photos to be taken of him. Like, here's me with a couple of elephants and
hold on. What's his name? Because I'd like to friend him on Facebook, because to be fair, he looks a lot cooler than you.
Oh, he's much cooler than me. Like, that's just the thing. Like, and that's been the thing.
But does he have his own YouTube channel?
Got him there.
Tick one for Josh.
What now? Yeah, I think he must have scrubbed the memory of the PT. Oh, wait, I have one other, and it's worth it if I can find it. I'm looking one other place because let's see. I think maybe I have it on my profile, because I am definitely not too cool for PT Cruisers. Let's see.
Does anybody remember the Eagle Premier?
I don't know that I remember hearing of such a car.
Okay, well, that's a good one to look up. It was an Eagle 2000. That's what we had at the same time as the Talon. But it was a rebadged Mitsubishi. What?
God, I don't even remember what the other Mitsubishi cars were.
Mitsubishi Galant. It was a Galant.
Oh, the Galant was kind of cool.
I
always liked the Galant. It was kind of that. The
Eagle 2000 GTX, not a common sight.
the That's the title, huh?
Well, that's what somebody referred to it as. And it was also a Dodge 2000 GTX
I don't
too,
remember
so
that at all.
it was a Canadian car only.
Let's see. Josh, does your brother RC? Absolutely not.
Oh no,
Like I said, he is cooler.
he's way cooler.
He is
than
much cooler
Josh,
than me.
so definitely doesn't RC. Oh yeah, there's a cat behind me, just chilling. Where is she?
He has driven a car or two of mine in the past. He was the one who set my HPI 5B on fire in my backyard.
How many? That's a good question. How many cars have you set on fire?
How many RC cars have I set on fire?
I can think of at least two.
Well, yeah, there's two. There's two quite memorable ones for me, at least. I mean, the 5B I was able to put out, and it became drivable again. But the Axial Exo was a to the ground situation. Let's see.
Go ahead.
I think I've had two others that I can remember. From motors actually coming to the point where they started other things on fire. You know, but
it happens.
Sometimes you just have to. It's got to keep pushing.
I mean, it happens, but not to me.
Right. The only other time was in comp crawling, and in comp crawling, I used to shut my low voltage cutoff off on my ESCs because if I, for some reason, because I used to run super small batteries, you'd run like a 400 or 800 milliamp battery. And if by chance you didn't have it enough charge, you ended up burning through that much. I didn't want my car to shut off. I wanted to just push through a dumping lipo and try and get to the finish and risk the consequences. And one time I risked it right up until that lipo decided that it didn't want to play anymore.
No lipo cutoff for you.
No. I would rather burn up a $16 battery than lose a comp course.
Oh, yeah. Oh, your mom just sent you a picture.
Oh,
she said.
Did she? She found it. Yes.
I can't wait to see this car.
This is the best. Oh my God. Right there.
I'm slightly delayed, but can't wait.
Oh, yes. It is worth it.
Wow. Are the wheels white?
Yes. White top, white wheels.
Oh, yeah.
You can see the body kit all the way around, side skirts, rear, front.
Man, oh man, that's nice.
Yep.
I'm surprised they didn't they didn't see that and go, oh, we got to make that as a special edition.
Yeah, that was before, because I think later on they did two-tone paint jobs like this, but this was before. So this one had a different interior than the regular production models.
It had the color match interior.
Yeah,
right.
Not this one though. So so this, since it was pre-production, it didn't have like the finished interior. It had basically a neon interior instead.
Got it. Yeah.
So they did like some,
you know what? There's always a lot more value in buying a Chrysler product pre-production.
Right. Let's not wait until bugs are worked out. Let's get in.
No. Just get it out.
You want to get in on the ground floor of this deal.
Look, I worked in a Chrysler plant for 5 years. I know what goes on there.
All right, Matt, since you're in here, I should use your value. What should I be doing with these springs?
You want the biggest one?
Okay.
And then put the smallest helper on the top.
Do they show any? They don't show any helpers. They just show a spring. There's not even any helpers that come with it.
Oh, you know why?
There's 4 leaf springs here.
Do you know why?
Because they learned?
Yeah, because if you put any of the helpers on in the proper order, then that thing becomes absolutely no flex.
Well, see? What do you know?
They've obviously learned their lesson.
I've got the upgraded version.
You get the special edition post-production version.
Right. Yes, everybody's seeing now that is a PT.
Yeah.
That's not horrible. Not bad for a PT. See?
Look at this kitty.
Oh my god. Sean's saying you are so Cali. That, my friend, was in Fort Calhoun, Nebraska, home of the U.S.'s smallest nuclear power plant.
Probably a lot more snow there too, so that that body kit probably saw some good winters.
Funny you bring that up. That was the demise of the PT Cruiser, or the PD, as it may be. It ended up going backwards into a center divider in Lincoln, Nebraska, where my brother was in college at the time. So yeah. The HHR, my personal design hell. Do you ever watch Doug DeMuro?
Yeah.
So he had 10 millimeter, not 12. He had a episode this last week on the HHR SS, a lesser known option, and you could actually get it was the SRT 4 turbo version, basically.
Right.
So yeah, I was like, oh, not just the SS, or not just the SS, but it was the panel version of the SS. So, because you remember you could get the HHR in the panel version?
Yeah, that's right. Without the side windows, yeah.
Right. So yeah.
So a good thing, good for RC 4-wheel drive for fixing that helper issue.
Yeah.
That's good. You're still not going to do very well. You should do the Chino mod before you put them on there.
Where you grind them to have the angle and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get right to that. My Dremel.
John's asking me if I know of any leaf springs that are longer than the regular TF2 ones. Not that you can buy anymore. Chino did make a set that was longer.
Oh, I don't remember.
But I mean, you can also make your own from a spring.
A pole starter, right? The pole starter coil from a lawnmower.
Yep.
That's what we used to use back in our day.
You know, in the old days when they didn't have no RC 4-wheel drive. Right. Or you did, but you needed better leaf springs. Right. Bye, kitty.
So has RC 4-wheel drive always, or I don't remember them ever having these little plastic shims that are curved, like a top and a bottom. That's new, right?
No, that's new. That's new.
So they've got
I think that might actually have been in the Marlin first. Trickle down.
Yes.
Yeah, some people do the O-ring trick too, but that's where you put the O-ring in before your screw that you're putting in there to mount to the axle.
Trying to kind of rubber bushing mount type stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Just try to induce something that moves in the suspension. It's like, maybe if these springs don't work, we can just use some sort of rubber. Anything.
Yeah, exactly. Just put something in there; it'll be fine.
That's not going to do it. But yeah, that's it's good to see them try and do something for leaf springs.
Mm-hmm. I think that they should take some of those things that, like all those mods that I've been doing and other people have been doing, and just do it before they send them out.
Right.
Like make like a comp. Like I know the Marlin is sort of designed to be the C1 kind of out of the box RTR, but there's still so many things they could do to make it better. Like
right.
Clock that motor down like I did.
Right.
Put some Vanquish axles under it like I did.
Maybe use some different materials. You got all kinds of suggestions.
Replace the whole chassis. Like, no, I didn't do
no, the chassis is not bad.
But A&M, no, the chassis is pretty solid. A&M Garage makes a lot of great parts, though.
Bert?
simple plug.
Is that who owns A&M?
Yeah, Bert Melchner.
Bert Melchner. I think I drew.
Heck of a guy.
Yeah, I drew a. Yeah, I think I've met Bert.
You probably have. He was at K&K when we
Yeah.
were all there.
That's what I was thinking. Oh, wait, I wasn't at K&K when you were there.
No, I was going to say you weren't.
I was at K&K when I was there.
Well, I was there when I was there, so. No, I went the year that Rodney and Schultz and Mike Durston and a whole bunch of Californians. Well, he's a Californian now.
Yeah, he used to be an East Coaster.
Yep, used to be no.
Yeah, he was in.
Yes.
Yeah, he was East.
New York State briefly.
Was that where it was? I thought he was like.
Well, he was in Virginia before that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he was in like the DC area.
Yeah, DC area, because he was like he worked somehow some sort of consulting government thingy or something. Contractor.
Government whatnot.
Yeah.
Right. Let's put a leaf sprung axle under some stuff.
Oof.
Ooh, guess what doesn't line up at all? These shackles are half of the leaf spring off from lining up.
You gotta bend them.
Right. That's what we're about to do.
Put some more flex into those leaves.
Are multiple leaf springs leaves springs? Or how is it?
Well, see, I don't know. It's because leaves is technically wrong.
Correct.
It's not a word.
Right.
But most people refer to them as lots of leaves.
Right.
Hey, Pupper, come here. Come and say hi to the people.
So what I don't know is what version. How do you know what version of an axle you have from them?
Are those cast or are they machined?
These look cast to me.
Then those are probably Yoda 2s.
Okay.
I think they got rid of the Yoda 1s. They don't offer those on anything anymore.
I had no idea how old this kit had been, how long it had been on the shelf that I received it from.
Well, if it's only got one leaf spring,
well, that's
probably fairly recent. I didn't check in on your Fat Fox from last week. How did that turn out?
Pretty Tamiya,
nice.
Lots of freaking Phillips hardware.
Yeah, the best.
It's
not even really technically Phillips,
JIS.
Right? Yes.
Didn't hear that comment at all last week.
I bet you didn't. I had my eye on that kit for a long time, but then I realized I don't do much on-road stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna fix some RC four-wheel drive engineering here. Pair of needle nuts. We almost nailed her.
Yeah, there you go. The front shackles do move.
Yeah, well, these rear ones are not spaced appropriately. So let's.
Oh, I see.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't worried about front to back. It was side to.
Got it. Oh, Alex is back. Thank goodness. I didn't. So many people I wanted to ban, but I couldn't.
You can be a moderator too. I just don't know. I don't know how to do it all. I have to ask Nicole.
I already have to do that enough on my own forum. So
you're right.
I need a helper.
Baja Dancing Riders? When? Ooh.
Yes, please.
I want to build my own
paddle tires on the back.
I want to build my own dancing rider from scratch.
I'm sure you actually come up with a pretty decent design.
Long travel, trailing arm, dancing rider.
Can't believe I'm giving you a compliment.
Let's see.
I don't need to be in your good
Did
books.
you mean to put the steering behind the axle? I did. Is that not?
That's where it's supposed to go.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. I was like, that's where I put it because I thought that's where it went. But
Yeah,
it
I'm
is
pretty
correct.
sure that's correct. In regards to monthly mayhem,
Yes.
I may have gotten myself a little boost,
Oh, really?
a little bonus.
Did you get yourself a CNC router?
No, but if I design some stuff, will you carve it out for me?
Yeah.
I just need you to ship it like super quickly.
Right. Yeah. That's.
I've been working a deal with someone.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Someone who can build something for you? Oh,
No.
okay.
Parts.
Parts.
It's parts.
Interesting. Yeah. Oh, now I'm intrigued. Trying to think of what parts.
Things that might give me a little bit of a performance advantage.
Oh, I am intrigued. See, normally I would be very upset that I didn't put the drive shaft on before mounting the axle in place. But being that this is a leaf sprung truck, I can just kind of like bend this out of the way and then like it's just on there. Like if that's not the most handy leaf sprung feature ever.
It does make it a lot easier.
I'm back in. Like I'm sorry for all the things I said about leaf sprung. Like bend the axle.
How much are these? These super stickers are expensive. I was going to send you one, but forget it. $2.
Tube frame dancing rider. I like the idea.
See, that'd be cool.
See, this is something. I feel like dancing riders are just not popular enough for me to spend the effort that I really want to on it. But I feel like
think of the aftermarket that you could create. You could be the aftermarket go-to guy.
Right. Oh, I'm just saying like I want to straight up make something that's not a dancing rider.
Out of the dancing rider bits?
Nope. I want to use like a clodbuster rear axle.
Boy.
See, I have a 5th scale motorcycle here.
Uh-huh.
And I was just thinking like I'll use that front end.
Oh, I see.
And then like
so the mechanics, like the basic idea of a dancing rider, just
like take the terrible theory and make it even bigger.
Oh, here's a sticker I found. It's only 99 cents. Hang on.
Any Polar Pro V2s for sale? Holmes Hobby's got those back in stock today. You should check there.
And hopefully that went through.
What are y'all building? I am building an RC 4-wheel drive, short wheelbase Trailfinder 2.
Looks like I couldn't buy a sticker for some reason. Which is probably best. I don't want to give you any money.
Your wife has parental controls on?
It's my computer.
I can do what I want.
Apparently I cannot.
Now it's telling me to put a servo in. We're definitely going to skip that.
Gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I put a servo in here, I'm going to double the value.
So what'd you pay for that today?
What is the
Don't worry about it.
Retail? It was on sale. Retail is $369. Something like that.
I'll toss $5 into the mix.
Listen, we already had an auction before we got here.
Oh, sorry.
And the bidding started at $10 even, so
what are you guys up to?
Somebody said that they would pay retail. Someone said that they would pay over retail, and I politely said,
"Oh,
not allowed. Not allowed.
That's not.
Will not accept."
Yeah. Try again.
I refuse to take money over beyond the retail value.
Well, I'm gonna go to bed. I think
Thank you for
this has been
joining
very
me
fun.
in
At
my,
my absolute pleasure in
you know,
checking in, seeing how you're doing.
so
I mean,
far the
we haven't
most fun I've
spoken
ever had building
since.
a leaf sprung truck, which not a high hurdle to jump, but
No, I was gonna say not a difficult challenge.
yes. So anyway, well, thank you, Matt, for joining in
My
Nicole's
pleasure. Have a great
absence.
evening.
You as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Say happy birthday to
And
your dog for me.
I will. He's right here. Happy birthday, Alexander.
Thanks.
I love
Such a
you.
full name.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Matt.
All right, guys. See you later.
Goodbye. Oh, always good. Always good to have Matt join in and help with the antagonizing nature of leaf springs. Where's I need the other axle. There we're at. So, Josh, I will give you both of my Clodbuster axles for free. I just want them gone. Done. I need a Clodbuster axle. If it's a running Clodbuster axle, I'm in. Are you guys going to watch Cletus McFarland Burnout Rivals tomorrow? I am hoping so, but I don't think I'm going to be back in time. I think I'm going to be on an airplane. I don't get back here to Sacramento until like the early evening, and I think by that time that show will be over. So I'll have to try and catch the replay. But that's looking like it's going to be a pretty good show. I do love me some Cletus McFarland content. Where's the bubbly? You know what? I don't have any bubbly tonight. I have Waterloo though. So I do still have sparkling water, but crap, Matt's dog has the same name as me. You're never going to forget that one now. Matt made it more enjoyable. See, Matt always makes things a little bit more enjoyable here. Just like Nicole, we gotta water down my content with somebody else. It helps. Let's see. Birthday party for a dog named Alexandra. Bougie. Yes. That is fairly funny. I mean, dog birthday parties. Not gonna lie, somewhat bougie anyway. Regardless. But I took this back out because I realized I forgot to use Loctite. What I'm concerned about now is RC four-wheel drive Loctite going to be any good? Where are you flying to? I am flying to Phoenix. I fly down in the morning, late morning, and fly back in the early or late afternoon, early evening. What do you think about the Baja Ray? So the Baja Ray was okay. I just don't care for that type of truck. Like, the Baja Ray or the Yeti. I never loved driving them. Not that either of them were bad trucks. I just didn't enjoy them that much. Like solid, it's hard to get me not to just go towards solid axle trucks. That's just the way I go. Check the axle for grease. I forgot. I've already bolted one leaf spring on, I think, at this point. We're gonna just, here's a quote. We're gonna trust RC four-wheel drive's quality control. on axle assembly. I mean, I myself have forgotten to grease plenty of axles in the past during assembly, even on live video, so I can't swear them too much for it. And I fully agree that I should do that. Should have done that on the transmission and the transfer case and the front axle and now this rear axle. But I think you could probably run this thing totally dry on brushed power for quite some time, even without any concerns. Badlands or Beat the Creek if you had to choose? I think for me, I would choose Badlands, just because I think that the crowd size would probably be, the best, and Axial Fest events have a ton of dollars and of planning put behind them and all that kind of thing, and I feel like it's probably really, but I don't know much about Beat the Creek other than I've seen it go on for years. I just don't know much about it. When are you going to get more drag racing content? Soon. Soon. I've got a bunch of things done and ready to go, so I just need to get it out there. So that's on the list to do soon. Guess what we have to fix back here? More shackle. The good news is that none of this metal is so rigid that you can't bend it with almost no effort. Almost. Close enough. There we go. Falls into place. Gene Masters with a donation. Appreciate it. $7.90. Just ordered the new Ender 3 V2. Thanks for the recommendation. Hurry up and get down under. Bring Mac 2. Getting a 3D printer is a great idea. The Enders are such easy and just there's such a good user base behind them that I think you'll find yourself in good company. If you have any questions, you'll find somebody that's going to have experience to easily get you the answer quickly. Do I still own the first good RC vehicle you ever owned? No, I'm not much of a collector or a nostalgia like I sell them and move on. I mean, I don't keep a ton of rigs that you guys see me work on now. Like I enjoy the build. Once I've got to a place that I'm comfortable enough with going, then I move it along. The other thing is like to keep doing content is freaking expensive. So I have to just, once I'm done enough that I don't feel like I'm going to do any more content on it, I've just got to sell it. Because otherwise, like, I would have to keep putting too much money into doing YouTube videos to make it reasonable. When are you getting the Proline van? So my plan is to do a big giveaway for when I hit 50,000 subscribers, which we're like coming up on 47,000 now. And with typical growth, I think we'll probably hit 50 in the next couple months or so. So I'm going to take and get the Proline rock van, and we're going to, I think I'm going to try and I've got an idea of a custom cage that I want to do for it. I think I want to do kind of an internal and external cage and try and make it so my plan is at this point, I'm going to build an external like ladder rack, kind of, not really an exo, but kind of an exo cage that goes over it. And I'm gonna try and hinge it off that cage in the back so that the whole body can peel back. And then underneath, I'm gonna have an internal cage with some stamped panels and some interior and a rear cargo bed area, and have it the goal is to just have it a full, ready to run truck, and that is the route that I think I can go. And I think I can make something that'll look pretty cool. What I haven't decided on is I haven't decided if I'm going to go big tire or little tire. I feel like little tires may look best on that body. So I think that I may want to go that way. Go. Hold up. Did hell freeze over? You're actually touching leaves. And we've even had a pretty good stream tonight. I haven't even been mad. Not like building the cross truck with leaves. That one was agonizing. Josh, I don't keep anything except my ripper. Yeah. So that my ripper will probably never go anywhere. Right there. So let's see, where are my M3 set screws? Or shaft pins, or what did they call them in here? There's two. It's because he's bored. It's because we've built so many things in the last like I said, I was at the hobby shop tonight and I looked at buying a rocket and a boat model, and like we looked at some serious options before this kit was like, hey, I guess we're going to use that. So yeah, this is the Trailfinder 2 short wheelbase. Okay, there's that, and last one. Does the skid hang down like 2 inches? Yup. Sure does. Yeah, it's definitely way down there. Go. So it depends on what my progress looks like this week. But the other option for this week's build was a Pilates machine, because Nicole got a new Pilates machine and it needs to be built. But I doubt that it will last until next week before. The only chance is if I make her wait so I can build it on Friday. There was my flex in the suspension. So, we got to do shocks now. The nice thing about this is that they've taken so many of the frustrating parts out of assembly. But I guess like the cross kit was like that too. They did the axles and the transmission and the shocks, but so Matt said to disassemble these and take the spring out, because we won't be needing that. See, well, these were greased, so maybe there's hope that our should I throw this away? Should I throw it away? No, let's not throw it away. And there is a considerable amount of lubrication on these inside. You should have got the rocket kit too. Then you could have strapped the rocket to it and shot it off a cliff. I paid for this thing. I'm definitely not shooting it off a cliff. Yeah, I'm impressed at the amount of oil in these shocks that hadn't leaked into the bag. Bad. I'm building a VS410 Pro with Ultra Portals. by piecemeal. Any suggestions? I guess, I mean, really, the only thing is you got to find, got some of that fancy grease on my shirt. You got to find the portals. If you can find them, an offset pair of ultra portals, then you're set. You can bolt it up. You don't have to have the shorter shocks. You can just bolt it up to a pro. So, but if you're trying to build everything piece by piece, then you need a VS410 chassis kit. You still got to have to find the axles because you can't find the axles. You can't buy them separately. So that VFD transmission kit, 80 or 90 mil shocks, whatever you like. Buy an SCX-10-2 link kit. And then you'll need the front upper link is basically it. And that one, you'd have to either contact us. You can contact me if you, depending on the route you go. Try and get the front upper link when you get the axles. There you go. Or contact me if you need help. I'm glad you bought the crawler rather than the traffic question. Will the ultra portals be sold separate eventually? Probably eventually. I don't have any idea when. It's all about right now. It's just keeping up with production. So, I mean, that's just kind of all there is to it. Like if we could build as many as we ever needed for kits and had enough to sell separately, we would, but we can't right now. Let's see. Josh, what is the next flip that truck? It is sitting next to me over there, but I'm not going to show you until it's ready. I got a pretty good deal on it, but it's missing some things. So, and this one is not. There's no motor in ESC or servo on this one, but it's a good truck. This has got to go into front. I'm pretty sure I've remembered to Loctite everything. So, other than that one body post thing, we've had a successful kit build. Well, let's see. Will the VS410, oh, sorry, I read that. Will the VS410 Pro axles fit the new SCX-10-3? No. The upper link position and the panhard mount position differ too much to just bolt in. So, no. I'm a big fan of diverging diamond interchange since they put in the near the MSP MSP. What? I don't know what MSP is. Where is that at? Build a trailer and tow the rocket like a nuke. Let's to pay for shipping too. What? Where's the rest of that comment? Sorry, I don't know where the rest of that comment was. So I don't know what you mean. You ever want to open another machine shop? Open another? No. I am very happy at Vanquish. Let's. Is that one of them there scalers? Matt's already gone. He can't be offended now. Let's see. You ever want to sub out to American manufacturing? I mean, I guess like most of the stuff that we build, you know, things like anything that we sub out is usually just because it's like things that are Like we have some things done in the US that we don't have the manufacturing capabilities for. Or we don't have the abilities to do it as efficiently. But it's hard to find those situations. They're pretty rare. So it has a lot to do with like auto bagging stuff and things like that. Minneapolis, St. Paul. Ah, that's MSP. Josh is trying to keep up with our side conversations. Yeah, see, I'm doing pretty good at trying to like read comments and build this week. Not easy. Done the drive shaft pins. Why the hell does it not tell you to put the front shocks on when you do the rears? Weird. Can you talk about VP 10.3 portals? A little bit. I've showed them to you guys in one of the other live streams. I can tell you a little bit about them. If you have questions. So let's see. This countersunk, where is it shown? Oh, got to take the lid off. Is it supposed to be spacers? That does not. That's weird. So it shows this going. Oh, it does. It's just countersunk. I was wrong. M3x8s. Countersunk. Where are they at? I know I'm missing comments. I'll get back to it. Where I find this annoying little bag of screws. Good night, Mom. Thanks for the photo. Why doesn't VP make that many TRX4 parts? That's a complicated answer. Some of that stuff is hard to really get into. You should build a fully modded TF2 regular wheelbase. Yeah, that would be an option, but I feel like I would rather take a hard body like that and put it on a VS410 with a VFD and beefy axles and better steering and better links and have the look and performance. Hey Josh, remember PTI? I picked up a new in box to add to the collection. Yes, the PTI Goliath. That was an old school, terrible crawler slash tiny monster truck. Right, got our fuel cell in. Josh, would you rather build a Pilates machine than another TF2? Once you kind of like get these, everything like just moving and then unstuck, it's like, starts to move a little bit. M3x8s. Thought the short wheelbase was the regular wheelbase. The 12.3 was the long. No, there's the short wheelbase, this one here. Then there's the regular wheelbase, which is like the Marlin, and then there's a long wheelbase, which is like a 13 plus inch version. How short is the short wheelbase? Well, we have a ruler here. It is under 10 inches. 9 3/4. Ish. Ish. Go. Holy cow, 1/12 scale. You know, it's like it's made like for what it shows on the box for like the Tamiya YJ body on in bodies like that, made for, you know, those little short wheelbase hard bodies you can buy. All right, now it's time for the battery tray. Throw those little shock springs in there. So big plate goes to the back. Line that up. Nope. It says countersunk holes get lined up because it was upside down. The more you know. 8mm countersunk screw. There's probably some way that this would be more efficiently organized. Yeah. Did you ever imagine getting into RC crawling would lead you to this life? No, not really. I did not. Not even when I, you know, was kind of when I first was even getting into working in the business. Like I designed some tires for Axial. I did some other work. I used to work for a company called TCS, or the Crawler Store, and I designed a lot of their parts and um, you know, designed some early scale chassis stuff that was popular, things like that. It was called the X Trail back then, like one of the first flat rail scale chassis back when that was acceptable. Now it's not. Um, and you know, even then I was getting paid and doing stuff and doing YouTube and forums. I still was just like, well, I'm never going to leave my actual job, you know, because it was engineering, and I thought that that was the route I was going to be in for the long run, and then likely try and move into some sort of politics and local government type stuff, you know. But who would have guessed? Not I. What tires did you work on? I did the 2.2 rip saws and the 1.9 rip saws for Axial. M3 by 10s. Probably these, yep. Holy smokes, I thought I was getting back to watch this. Do you still have a clawed stick chassis? Ooh, I never had one of the super sized clawed sticks. I only had the 2.2. And I think that I got rid of it when I moved out to California. Next month, Josh's brother starts a YouTube channel and gets more subscribers. He absolutely could. My brother is also very interesting. One of these days, I will. He doesn't live far from me now. He lives in San Francisco, but I'll make him come to Sacramento and sit in here on a Friday night. Maybe I'll make him build something. Because while he is my brother's very intelligent, but he doesn't build things that often. It's just not something he usually has decided to undertake as a hobby. Wait, you wanted to get into politics? Not like politics, but like, city state engineer type, that whole thing. So yeah. Who hasn't thought about running for city council? Yes, that type of thing. So, but more like directly related to my career path side. Good thing I have another. Let's see. I had an interesting stick chassis that used Wheelie King axles. Oh, wow. A shaft version of a stick chassis is just a torque, twist, roll center nightmare, huh? You don't have to get into politics for politics to get it. Yes. To get into you. Yes. No, I'm not mad that I didn't go that direction. All right. Now it says it's time for tires and beadlocks. I think that the best option, let me see if I have I know I have wheels, but hello. I will. My wife's cousin Lily is currently watching the stream, and hello, Lily. Thank you. I haven't seen them for quite some time, but hello. Good. Let's see. I have a box of wheels here now. There we go. Let's see what I have. I have some wheels in here without clamp rings. That's going to be an issue. There we go. Okay. Let's double check that I have hubs too. I have some 350s and some much wider ones. Sorry. Wow, I makes Harley for press. You should do a Lego kit some Friday night. It would be fun. You're breaking the rules. Alex block him for the stream. Oh, you're right. No politics. None. I think the battery tray can be flipped around if you don't have two speed. Yeah, it's probably true. You could make a scale city for driver fit. Oh my god. Should have got long wheel, but oh dude, I don't like tow rigs or dualies. Well, in RC, that wouldn't be something I would drive. Just got off work. What are we building tonight? A short wheelbase RC four-wheel drive TF2. I'd love to see the Lego rock crawler, but I think Nicole would kill him for a $250 Lego kit. You know, gotta remember 06, 07 was the time just trying anything to see if it was worth. Yeah, exactly. That's what was the rips. What were the ripsaws based off of? They were kind of based off of. I think it was a Mickey Thompson MTZ. I remember. Let's see. It's strange that he randomly has a high-end set of wheels just laying there. I mean, this is all just a box of wheels, that I'll say. But some takeoffs, some new, some 2.2. But what I need is another set of narrower hubs. What is this? There we go. I have a couple of 350s on some 2.2 KMC faces. Oh, you know what I don't know? Are these wheels like they're 1.9, right? Yes. Making sure they weren't one of those. Weren't some of those 1.55 things. First a container of rods and end links, now a box of wheels. Oh, a set of one-off vantage wheels for the crap rig. No way is that a TF2. Never would imagine leaf sprung truck on this channel. Josh just sent you a DM for the upper link. Yeah, Josh will take care of it. I'll get you figured out one way or another. Will 10.3 VP portals have knuckles, or will it be like the capper? It'll be like the capper, where it'll be a replacement part. So it'll just be, you buy housing just like you buy housing for a 10.2 and so on. Lance Lucas, you protected your message. I don't see what it says, but I have not forgot about you in the Tekin settings. I just wish I had those settings handy, but I have your message saved to try and not forget it. Or God forbid 1.7. 1.7s you can more easily stretch at least. It's just those freaking 155s that you try and stretch them and they just get all bulgy in the sidewall. Mm-hmm. I looked at RC Full Drive's Blazer kit, but for the cost, I figured I could spend a few hundred more on and make a real scale correct rig with the SSD and some heavy modding. And Matt kind of did something that, well, I don't know what you Gene, you have donated a good bit. I agree. Do you have 2.2 methods in orange? I don't. I got one. Hey, I got 155s for the RC Fuel Drive Blazer body. The 19s looked like 35s. That's I get where they're appropriate. I just don't like them. Cleaned out some RC stuff the other day. Found a modded 1/16 Wally crawler. The Nylants. The Nylant crawlers. Those were some early day stuff as well. Let's see. We need 1/16. Nope. Josh, you don't run the Ultra portals. Why? Also, the Pro line by the fire happening. I do. My Ultra is right here. This green one. I ran it last weekend. I did some video with it at what was that trail I was named? Oh my God. What trail was I at last weekend? The freaking the trail. I'm going absolutely brain dead. Why can't I remember that trail? Wow. Anyway, I took it out and shot video of it last weekend up on the trail. I took my Pro and my Ultra, and I ran my Ultra in that. Rubicon. Thank you, Josh. God. So yes, I took my Pro and my Ultra to the Rubicon last weekend and had a blast with them. The Ultra actually, ran great. It's a blast. So I like my Pro. Well, my Pro is kind of a half breed of the two anyway, because it's got a portal rear and a straight axle front. So that's, it's not even totally a Pro still, but it's still my go-to. So, but the Ultra did great. It jumped it around a little bit. I was running it on 3S only, and it was just a freaking blast. Jumped it around still a bunch. 3100 kV and RX4 in it, and just stock gearing all the way around. The Oregon Trail. Yes, the Oregon Trail. You also saw my boss and filmed him on an obstacle. Actually, Dawson, I talked to your boss and one of the other employees for a while, and I couldn't remember your name, and Nicole wasn't with me because she immediately remembered your name. But I had talked to them for a few minutes and had mentioned that you were, and not remembering your name, referring to you though, were familiar with the channel, and that's how I was familiar with IH Parts in Grass Valley. And so they were good. I chatted to them for probably 10, 15 minutes. Super fun. I didn't know that your boss was the one who took the Scout 2 on Ultimate Adventure last year to Alaska. I follow Ultimate Adventure usually most years, and the Alaska trip was pretty rad. How much modification would it take to drop a TRX4 transmission into a VS410 chassis? I don't know that. I'd really have to look. I'd love to try and crawl the full Oregon Trail. I do fear dysentery though. God. That's what I thought, Alex. I would love to buy the D44 axles for it as they come with the Yodas. I definitely think I missed that conversation. I have a hard time with these side conversations. Any chance for a pre-configured portal rear for the Pro? I don't think so. I think that the number of buyers for that very crazy little setup is so low. It's likely, a small portion of you 300 people who are watching this, as opposed to the, the full large market. And it wouldn't take a ton of work. It still takes enough that it's kind of a bummer. I do really like it though. And it's not that hard of a modification to do. I did another one. I put a new rear portal in mine because if you guys remember when we did the Road to Scale Nationals, I took the old portal rear out of my Pro right there and I put it in that truck because it was raw. So that truck has raw axles front and rear. So I put a new rear portal in that one that's clear anodized to match the front. So now it matches and it matches. Ooh, those are some soft foams. Maybe, if the suspension won't flex, at least the at least the tires will. I mean, I guess we could try and put I don't know if I have any small foams or not. They only named a Jeep after it. I know. It was like I was just brain farting that name. Like I was just there. That happens on video sometimes. Can't think of a name, a word, anything. Comes from the pressure of just having to constantly say words to try and be some sort of entertaining. Even if I fail. Oof. These tires are interesting. Let's see how these mount. Let's see if they fight us like crazy or not. Where is UA 2020 going to be? Oh, I don't know. They delayed it, and the only thing I know is that it's not going to require a passport. So it's going to be within the continental 48. They did the southeast or the southwest recently, the southeast not too long ago. Can't remember the last time they did the northeast. I don't think it was too long before that, but the portal rear is really desired by like 10 people who watch Josh's videos. Yeah, that's kind of my thought as well. Like, all right, let's see if that helped. I think it did. You got it first shot. Can I have the wheels you aren't using? I have to try and recoup the cost of this kit that I didn't really want to buy. So what is the disadvantage to the straight axle and portals? As a total greenhorn, I would think that the portals are better, but only because they're expensive. Benefits, negatives, or both. So the benefit is the additional clearance of a portal. It raises everything up. You have more clearance under the axle. You can therefore drive over things that need more clearance. It is nice. The other benefit is that they have generally good design, well-designed portals have reduction in the portal box, which is, the gears on the outside. And the benefit of adding more reduction out there is that you can reduce torque twist. So those are a couple of the benefits. And then you have one more place to adjust gearing. So you can add overdrive or underdrive or a number of things. Those are the benefits. The downside is that you add complexity by adding additional gears, which can add a weak point, which is not always a good thing. It also adds scrub steer because of the additional width of a portal knuckle. It pushes everything further away from that rotation point of a knuckle, the kingpin screws that go to the top and bottom. With that added width, it adds scrub steer, which is so if you're rotating from here, this point, when you turn your servo, it's got to kind of drag the tire a little bit, right? If it's dead center, it just rotates, which is great. It takes the least amount of effort. But the further you keep moving things out, the more your servo has to just drag a wheel around. So that's a downside. The other downside is that it raises the whole truck up by whatever that measurement is, and therefore it causes a higher center of gravity that you have to try and counteract in some way. You can try and lower the rest of the truck, but there's ups and downsides to all of it. Let's see. Why do you use SAE instead of metric hardware? So it's SAE for the screws on these beadlock wheels for a couple of reasons. One, the 164 screws around the beadlock ring have a smaller head size than a 2mm, so they look a lot better. And then the 440 screws around the hub were always used because they're slightly smaller than a 3mm, and the thread, like the depth, the difference between the major OD and the minor OD of the thread is larger, so it gets more of a bite. So trying to use small screws in a hub like that, it's a more stout setup than a 3mm, and then it was just always maintained. So yeah, one down. Put more beadlock hardware together. By the way, you can get stamped wheels on eBay for like $20. Good for spares. Yes, can do that. Stamped wheels are just such a pain in the ass. So when axial drops the 10-3 straight axle, could you do the portal rear straight front on a 10-3? I'd have to double check. I don't know if the axial third member will flip. So that's a big part of it. You have to be able to flip the third member, because when you add a 2-gear portal box, to one side and not another, it reverses the rotation of one of those wheels. So that's why I had to take the third member and flip it. So I reversed the rotation there and at the portal box to get everything back in line. Leaf springs? Oh, fuck, someone get this guy a Connect Canada hat. Ripper build. There's still a chance I might do a Ripper build on here. We'll see. Got a lot of parts to assemble if I want to try and do that. If you have problems with math, metric is for you. Metric, I prefer the metric system for most things. Not gonna lie. I think metric is the way to go. But I do like the hardware in these wheels. Metric is standard in the automotive field for a reason. The 80s Fords that used on both. Oh god, wasn't there some 80s Fords that like half the car was like the left half was metric and the right half was standard because they didn't convert both sides of the assembly line, or is that a urban legend? Josh, I have had my TRX4 Sport kit for 3 months. Body's still not painted yet. Yeah, I know those struggles. I have plenty of those around here. Those are some nice wheels. Yes, yes, they are. Maximilius the Camellius. Could you use the third member from the 6x6? No, because it's a totally different type of axle. The 6x6, the diff cover, like it's the AR44 stuff like that, I don't think is at all similar enough to work back and forth. Almost all 80s cars were half metric, half SAE. The left and right was an urban myth, but front and rear were a real thing. Engines were built in England. Huh. So yeah, I'd always heard the left and right side, but I always kind of wondered if that was just bullshit. It wasn't quite like that. Some sub-assembly, quite like that. Some sub-assemblies were built in metric, while the rest of cars were built in SAE. Yeah, that's more along the lines of how I always assumed that the truth really was. Now you need a rear leaf spring no prep build. Oh my god. Let's see. Are we going to see the RR10? Yes, that is high on the list. That was another. So since tonight, I didn't have a kit to build until just before time. My other thought was that I was actually just going to install the electronics in my RR10, but instead I spent money and bought a kit. If you're ever in Sacramento, you have to go to RC Country because it's pretty awesome. No Loctite on beadlocks. No Loctite on these wheels ever. I never used Loctite on 164 screws. Anything that small, you're just asking for problems. And if you just tighten everything down well with the screw like this, you'll never lose one. The only time I've ever lost a beadlock screw is when Dan assembled my beadlocks for me one time, and he like didn't tighten them down for some reason. He like went through and just kind of like spun them down, and then he just like forgot, and I lost like 5 beadlock screws out of something. But also currently the wheel package comes with a buttload of extra hardware. So because it's still from when we did OMFs, and OMFs took a lot more hardware than the regular wheels. So there's still a bunch of extra in there, but that will change eventually. Friends don't let friends use friends don't let friends use Loctite on Beadlock. Yes. My 1961 Apache has a nice mix of metric and SAE on it. To be fair, that's because it's components from 61, 84, 85, and 95. Johnny Cash make a song about that? Drive it in a pile of leaves with mushy springs. Two down. Need more hubs. Caterpillars will show up. Don't blame Dan. I remember when he did that. He I don't know what his deal was. I just remember after it happened, I told him, he's like, yeah, see, I think I remember why that happened. My first set of beadlocks, I used red Loctite because someone on Facebook group said it. I no longer to listen to anyone on a Facebook group. Yeah, good call. Speaking of OMLs, will they be coming back out? And if so, will they be OG style? No, OMFs are not coming back out. The only thing coming back out are the beadlock ring styles. So, but OMFs themselves are not coming back. But we're redoing all of the old beadlock ring styles are coming back out. Where the 1.9 Holies will be out. I mean, should be sometime next week. So, and all colors will be ready at the outset. Well, I say that. Ideally, I'm redoing all the photos first, so you may have to wait another week. I forgot about that. I want to redo all the photos. I don't want to use any of the old ones. So you may have to wait just because of my photos. Oh, Steve Moore. Yeah, there you go. There's your answer. Asked and answered. They will be back ASAP. You see a lifted, keep rolling down the road. You know that it is a self-abusive a lift. I went for a walk to finish the truck yet. Basically, truck is pretty much done. We're just building a set of beadlocks, mounting tires. Someone tells me a leaf spring rig isn't going to hold up to your trigger finger at Crawl for a Cure. Yeah, I agree. This would not be one of my normal wheeling rigs. But honestly, it was a fun kit to build tonight. It's been very simple, very straight. It's been straightforward. I haven't had many heartache issues other than those shackle hangers being all wonky. Let's see. The red Loctite silicon for the next. Josh takes pictures. Explains so much. I don't take the photos. I do not take photos. So, but I'm just saying that's why it might take a little bit longer. Forgot the front shock. Yeah, I haven't got there yet. I swear it didn't. Hold on. Where did it show? I did miss them. Oh, there it is. I missed them a few steps back. That's all. So you feeling a Spectrum receiver for this rig? How do you like the Tekin RX4 3100 kV combo? It's my favorite. I mean, one of my favorites for sure. It's what I have in that green truck and then my Pro. Both of those have it. And then I've got RX4 and a Holmes Hobbies in that one. And Mamba X in that. That's got an RX4 and a 3100. That's got an RX4 and a... I don't remember. Kind of all over. I have a lot of RX4s lately, and I'm kind of... Let's see. I have a pile of VS410s down here. That's kind of a funny thing. I run 4S on that one and 3S on that one. 4S on that one because I've got the battery plate removed. I run it on the side. 3S on that one because I run the big rear battery plate. Just because this truck is pretty much stock. They're not rated for 4S. I just run it. I assume at some point I will blow up the rotor in that, just because they're not rated for those type of RPMs. But the Holmes 2700 kV Polar Pro V2 on 4S is freaking rad smooth though. Josh loves his 4S for that wheel speed. I do love me some 4S. Mamba X and the V Treads New Country Rock Band what? I have no idea what that says. You can still install the shocks with the tires on the rig. Yep, sure can. Lucky there. Because that's because the shock bolts go front to back on the axle side and top, bottom, left to right on the top. But these little blue little wheels will make this thing all fancy looking. Just joined. Holy crap, that's a lot of screws. Well, these are some Vanquish screws. These are not included with the... When you blow the rotor, please get it on film. Blowing a rotor in a brushless motor is not nearly as impressive sounding as you would think. It basically just starts to make a ticking sound as the Kevlar wrap starts to fail, and then it just basically stops because the magnets explode off there and lock up your motor. Is it just me or did you forget the front shocks? It is not just you. I did forget the front shocks. They're right here. Whoops. Dropped a screw. But front shocks are easily installed. We will get there shortly. Yeah, just swells into the motor. Yep, pretty much just brr, and then it stops. Like you may get the chance to hear the Kevlar failing, and it'll give you just enough time to go, what's that sound? And then it stops. Like, oh, there it is. There's the stop. This is why the Vanquish drivers are nice, though, because it's got the bearing cap up top. So you just get to put your finger on it and spin it. It's pretty handy for these beadlock screws, especially when we did this whole kit without a power driver. Night all been fun. Hope everyone shows up Sunday. That includes me. Yes. I'm hoping the Sunday streams pick up a little bit just because they are a little bit slower than the rest, and that makes it hard to keep those worth the effort, but I enjoy it at the same time. It's a different type of stream. You should do a short video on your RX4 settings for us. I absolutely hope to do that. Lance has been asking me for them, and I've been meaning to get them. I had them in a text form somewhere because the recent settings that I've been using in that green Ultra make it so incredibly smooth that it's just, I've never been so happy with an RX4 setup. It's so good. You need to put a 4S Polar Pro on that leaf sprung rig to show everyone what axle wrap really. See if we can disconnect the drive shaft on launch. Blow your rotor. That don't sound right. Are these directional? Oh, they've got text on one side, which I have not mounted consistently. Fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to mount this side with no text showing and that side with text showing. Just in case you want one side or the other, you can take a photo. There you go. Come on. Does the Tekin RS4 have a brushed setting? It does, but man, that is an expensive ESC to run brushed. As much as I like those ESCs, even I wouldn't be that that overspendy on something. Someone is getting tired. Someone's just paying more attention to what they're reading. Rather than, I just didn't even think, like Proline tires, the tech, if it's not a directional tire, it's not, the text is on both sides. So it doesn't matter. Not on RC4 drive tires. Not so lucky. Does seem a little extravagant. Yeah, I mean, brushed, running an RX4 on a brushed, it's baller. Leaf springs, not venting the tires, really seems like Matt's show. So when I do vent my tires, I always vent them after I've already got them done because I just use a pair of Lexan scissors to vent them. I make 2 little cuts. But for this one, being that wherever this truck ends up, if I end up with it, then I'll vent them, but still. What do you think about the Hobbywing Axe compared to the RX4? I would rate the RX4 at the very top and the Axe at nearly the bottom of my preferred list. I do not like the Axe at all. I hate that FOC system. I just can't stand driving it. Like if you're used to driving a truck that you get the feedback of feeling a truck load up and understand that it's bogging a little bit, then, you know, it's 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 not the same. It's just it takes all the feel out. I hate it. I've always ran a bit of negative pressure in tires when I put them together. I definitely wouldn't run any negative for me. But the other thing for me, like I always run vented tires. For performance wise, I never run sealed tires. The only reason I ever would run sealed tires is like a mega truck where it's just gonna get submerged in deep mud instantly, and that's the only place it's ever going to run, and there's just no real reason to do anything different. But any truck that I'm gonna like actually drive beyond that, always vented tires. As long as I remember to vent them. I've gone plenty of places and forgot to vent the tires. No, I mean, asking about the hobby wing. That it's not doesn't make it a bad system. Like a lot of people really like it. I just do not like it. Doesn't make it a bad quality system. It just it's a purely personal preference driving feel situation. But and that's why it's such a different driving feel than everything else that's why I dislike it so strongly, because they tried to do something completely different and I don't like that at all. Right. Now we just have to remember to put the letters out on the other tire. Look at all that mad suspension flex. Oh my God. There's hardly any flex, but it's all limited by the shock. It's got like 8 millimeter, 10, 12 millimeters of axle travel, and it's just shock bottom. Bam. Whatever. Stop yelling at their suspension design. Let's see. When is unicorn bait going to be back in stock? Yeah, I usually just avoid the when will this be back in stock questions. Be careful, Josh. Push too hard and you meant bend a leaf. I think with how much those shocks limited, I don't know that you could bend one that way at least without axle wrap. Let's Uh, just buy some RC four-wheel drive D110 shock hoops and you will get a lot more flex. Oh, interesting. So, John P just got off work. What's going on? We are just finishing up the RC four-wheel drive TF2 short wheelbase. And if that isn't a sign of me running out of kits. No, it was actually an enjoyable build. One of those nights. Cost of the axles? No, not until we'll never, none of that stuff gets released until everything's released. A lot of screws. These have all gone in well. So in this whole kit, we had one issue with the RC4 drive stuff, and that was the that rear body post just had no threads in it. Thanks. Started out with an SCX10 built and a VS410 Pro built. First run still to come. I think it'll be being that you're new into it and you got those two. It would be interesting to hear how you feel they drive, because they drive very different. I do love how stable my Pro and Ultra are. I have two of the Axe systems now. They're pretty good. Granted, my last ESC experience was the Novak Rooster, and that is when the Mamba was just getting some ESCs with drag brake. Gee, the Rooster Crawler, 2S only. That's an old ESC. That's some old stuff. We're going to pay attention to the tire tread. What are we doing? Tire tread out, or the tire lettering out. Still waiting for a short wheelbase portal video. If you don't have the truck, if you have the truck that long. Tire lettering out. Go. Go. Rotate. Okay. Matching the other mistake. Yeah. Kind of how it goes. Now you get whatever side you like. You like C tire lettering? Well, look at that side. You don't like C tire lettering? Look at the other side. At least you can't see both sides at one time. Is Novak still around? Nope. Novak went out of business, I don't know, 4 years ago, maybe? 4 years ago? They just refused to get with the times, which was the biggest problem. Their technology was so old, they refused to adapt to the new stuff. The Rooster was one of the best ones we had back then. There wasn't that much in those days. The Rooster was, well, so the original Rooster, yeah, was like a big deal and a lot of people used it. They made one that was specifically for crawling called the Rooster Crawler, and that had drag brake and stuff. And that was okay. But we didn't have a lot of options. So, like you said, just what you had to do. Novak closed up shop last year. I think it was more than last year. I think it was a few years ago. Because the reason I say that is I've been doing the scale news for like over 2 years now. And I'm pretty sure that they closed up before I started that. No, I gotta put a hub on it still. I take a hub off another wheel. I'm not spam. Sorry. I don't mean to skip questions all the time, but I just sometimes do. A lot of people had clicking issues with the the SCX10 III, mostly instruction issue. Yeah, I think I've heard, and I've actually heard that both ways. Mine doesn't have a clicking, um, but it's, I don't know. Some people did, some people don't. And I think, yeah, like some of it was fixed by one thing, or some people had to shim. It seems like there was some hit or miss either way. Oh, sometimes I do skip questions about being. Oh, okay, yeah. When is SCX10 portals back in stock? I don't have an answer for. A lot of times I do skip the when is this back in stock, because it's either things like, yeah, eventually, or I can't say exactly, or so I don't have an answer for you on that. Right now, the reason that SCX10 portals aren't in stock is because the the machine time's been put towards keeping up with some of the kits more. So that is why the portal kits especially. Um, Never heard a Jeep that didn't have lifter tick. Yeah. Yeah, you hear that a little bit too much. I agree. According to RC Car Action, Novak shut their doors in 2016. That sounds about right. All right. Hey, Nicole, is that music playing? Can you turn that off? Sorry. Somehow Nicole had the Alexas started playing music somehow. Sorry. All right. Dang, we got everything. Oh, we had to finish mounting the shocks. The 4-liter Jeeps needed synthetic oil from the start. That's, I did love my 4-liter Jeep. That motor was great. I had a 2002 Wrangler, and that was a, well, it was kind of a good Jeep. It it definitely had its issues, and it didn't always want to run the best, but there's 16s. I'm curious to know if Josh is wearing Crocs for this build. Just because of how outside the norm. I agree. But no, I'm barefoot, and I'm also not going to show you my feet. You're going to have to pay to see it. I'm kidding. We couldn't hear the music. Yeah, so that is one thing. When I do these live streams now, I run. So EVGA is a computer hardware company, and they actually got with Matt and I both and helped us out with some computer hardware. So I run a 2060 KO graphics card in this computer, which doesn't sound like it really means anything for streaming or for what I'm, especially for audio. But they have something called RTX voice in it, and that cuts out like all the background noise. My air conditioner, like I have a big AC unit like right outside this door, or right outside this wall window, and it's loud in here when it kicks on. But I've got a control up there, and it basically cuts down all of the noise of it. It's super rad. Um, I'm super happy to have that system because it makes everything so much nicer. And yeah, the it does help with rendering, but I mean, like my render load, I output now like 8,000 uh 8,000K is what my output settings, and it handles it without anything. But this isn't the computer I actually render video on. This is only for streaming. My computer out there is the one that I do rendering on, and that one's got a RTX 2070 Super in it. Oh, I forgot Loctite. Got a Loctite. Shit. Josh, I'll trade you my Enduro for those VP wheels. You can keep the tires. Here we go. I sort this. Oh, I'm missing a lock nut. That's why. It's one of those thread and a lock nut. My next PC build's budgeted at $750. So I'm actually, this PC in here I heard originally built for probably less than that. I built it with my streaming PC in here is a Ryzen 5 2600 non-X. It's a B450 motherboard. It's an Aorus B450. And let's see, it's got 16 gig of Corsair Vengeance RAM. It's got a 1 terabyte M.2 SSD, stock Wraith cooler, and let me see what else is in there. Oh, I had another PSU that I used. So, and it's in like a Cooler Master case. Nothing crazy, but it's just and then I had an RX 580 8 gig video card that I moved over from my editing PC, and a single monitor. And now I've got like 2 nice Lenovo monitors, and I've got that 2060 KO graphics card in here. And yeah, it turned into a more expensive build down the road, but you know, what doesn't? Sweet. Did we finish this thing? I mean, no servo, obviously, but wheels. Oh, it's showing bumpers, which obviously don't mean anything to us. We could still bolt on the rear bumper, I think. Yeah, we can. Let's do that. Yep. M3x10 countersunk. I can't believe they make you put the shocks on last. They don't. I missed that step in the instructions. So there my super loud air conditioner just kicked on, but it barely registers on my, and like I have to turn it off when I film normally, because normally, like when I'm in here, I don't record audio through the system. I record it like all of my audio interface goes through this piece right here, which is a Zoom H4n Plus. So that's like my interface between my XLR microphone and my computer. And normally I just record right to that H4n. So when I record normal videos, I have to turn off the AC, make sure I remember to turn it back on. Yeah. So otherwise it's painful. But yeah, like now I've tested it and it's fantastic that it doesn't make that noise. All right, now I need to put a lock nut on this other shock. So yeah, they call it like an AI, noise canceling type setup, which always, whenever you hear AI, it always sounds like BS. But and Linus Tech Tips actually did like a whole thing on it, and they tested it, and it's crazy good and it basically it will help cancel out almost anything that's not voice. So it's not just like normal noise canceling, because it's got a lot more to it, and it's worth it. Like if I was a actual like streamer person, there's no way I wouldn't use it for everything. zoom mic is directional. The zoom isn't, I'm not actually using the microphone there. So like these here aren't on. So in the bottom of it is my XLR cable, and it goes up, and then I've got an overhead boom that comes down, and then here's the microphone. I can do ASMR videos. So I have overhead contraption. My lighting rigs are over my head, one in front of me, one over my head. So this is a Audio Technica 875R, I think. Yes. Ooh, that's some. It doesn't flex. Yeah, that's my mic setup as far as that goes. Yeah, this doesn't have a body. So oh, Lily is back. Hello, Lily. Nice to see you again. Thank you for joining in. But we finished it. Not bad. Let's throw all this extra stuff in the bag. Now he just needs to put his hand under the truck and play with the suspension. We're going to get all these screws taken care of, and then we're going to do that. Yeah, that kit was, we're going to throw the pinion in this bag since I'm not installing a motor right. Let's install a motor. Why not? Let's see. Let's put in I have a Holmes 35 turn Trailmaster Sport. I think, or is this more of a 55 turn? So we've got a 35 turn and a 55 turn. We've got the this is the Crawlmaster Sport 540 and a 20 turn. So this is going to be nice and slow, but super smooth. So I think we're going to go with a Crawlmaster rather than a Trailmaster. I think that's the perfect motor. For a super slow, short wheelbase crawler. What else we got? Got a 12 turn, a 16 turn, a 20 turn. 12 turn Trailmasters. Those are fast. Yep. I think that's our choice. 20 turn. Yep. You're going to put this rig out and drive it? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure the skateboard has more articulation than the TF2. Yeah, that's not wrong. Yeah, I think this 20 turn Crawlmaster Sport is the perfect motor for this truck. And then we'll have we're just going to throw a Holmes Hobby sticker on it right now. We're going to put her right on this battery plate. $20 turn, yeah, five slot rotor. So it's like closer to that like 45 turn range. Nice and slow, but just butter smooth. Use the 50 turn. You'll never use it anywhere else. But that's the thing, is like this 20 turn 5 slot is pretty close to a 55 turn. So that's why. And it'll be smoother. Like, I'd rather a truck like this, if it's gonna be like super slow and all that, or super, it's not a fast truck. Might as well have like just a really nice slow speed control. And that is exactly what this would be best at. Oh, set screw is long. Just throwing the teak and rock 412 on 4F. Quit messing around. All right, we need it. Let's see. We probably need those M3x8s. What did I do with that bag that I was putting everything in? Right there. 55 turns requires me to carry it to the trail. Yeah, this is one of those trucks that's probably going to end up with one of those bodies that's like, okay. Careful. It's not like it's going to be a super capable truck. I'm thinking 8mm could be too long for this. Might have to grab some 6. Nope, it fits. What do you know? It's not supposed to flex. It's a leader that is supposed to bounce over the rocks until a leaf breaks or a drive shaft falls. Never a whisper again, you creepy fuck. Jimmy, it moderated your comment, but I'm showing that. That's a good one. Let's put some Loctite on this set screw for the pinion. So you don't lose it. Losing a pinion set screw is like one of the worst things. It's just because you're just driving, then all of a sudden you'll hear that whip. No. And you can always, it's always one of those ones like you know what happened. It feels so dumb that you forgot or that you didn't tighten it enough, or it was just like a bonehead mistake that just sucks. It was magical. Oh. Here we go. So now we've got a nice Holmes Hobbies Crawlmaster Sport in there. Gear mesh is set. Wheels and tires are on. It's kind of cute. Not bad. I don't hate it. Worse with headphones too. I'm gonna start doing ASMR videos. This is all right. So I am gonna steal these spacers and put them in the rest of these spacers. But this stuff's all gonna go in the bag. Keep it all together. Please never ASMR again. Has anybody watched those ASMR videos? Like, I've found myself a couple of times like kind of intrigued. Squeeze the tires ASMR to the mic. Or I wonder if my noise canceling, I'm going to remove my noise canceling. See what that does. Oh, 10 o'clock. My alarm. Is the wheelbase shorter than the UMG 10? Yes. A UMG 10 is 11.4 inches. This is 9.75 or so. Let's see. Totally creeped out. All the time they help me sleep. Oh, that's interesting. Man, this is almost a $200 rig now with that motor and those VP wheels. Also, cam girls. What are they? ASMR is like it's supposed to be like a auditory, sensory. I don't know. Basically, they just like whisper into something or like make a noise that's supposed to be soothing. Um, it's like they'll just like, or there's ones that'll just like a plastic bag. They'll just take a plastic bag and go like that's a video for like 10 minutes. I've watched many ASMR videos. They always have a point where you realize just how weird it is hearing a girl squeeze something near a microphone. I heard a rumor that Matt is starting an OnlyFans. Tires ate beans. Yeah, I kind of realized that when I was doing that. I almost had to rip off the headphones. What is ASMR? You have to, after you're done, after you sign off from this video, whenever that is, just YouTube ASMR and just watch a video. It's like, what? Auditory sensory meridian response. It's referred to as braingasm. Now they do creepy stuff like eating. People are, oh, I can't. I've seen that where they have like videos of just the sound of people eating, and that like hearing or even talking about it right now, like the sound of people chewing or like chewing with their mouth open is the worst. It makes my insides catch on fire. Like I can't stand it. Yeah. One live video with Chris and you got leaf spring rig. Love it. Oh yeah, rub that rub that tire counterclockwise now. Dear God. I'm going to unsubscribe if he keeps doing ASMR stuff. Sound porn, yeah. It's like My Little Pony. Look up bronies for a My Little Pony thing. Can't stand the sound of chewing. Yeah, me either. It's just like people chewing gum is like submachine guns to me in a bad way. Oh. Eating pop rocks. I could see that though. Someone making a video just because of how loud they are. Are you going to keep this rig? I doubt it. I don't think that this is a long-term purchase for me. I bought this today because it was what was available. I do have a body that I think I could make fit on it, which is a possibility. And possibly I would do that, like get a body mounted to it, and then that would be it. Yes, it's called misophonia. Seriously, yes, I know that's like the actual disorder for like that thing for of hearing someone eat and it just absolutely like making your insides burn. Yes, it is a thing, and I fully subscribe to how crazy it makes me. So this is a whole nother bag of aluminum cross members and stuff, and I'm not sure what it goes to, but it looks like nice stuff. I see battery hold downs and stuff. Gotta throw that in the bag. If Josh does ASMR, I will sell my rigs. Eating Pop Rocks would be cool ASMR. Actually, I totally agree. That's like, it's, I could see that. Even with how much like hearing someone eat drives me insane, like Pop Rocks, I could actually kind of understand. Smacking while eating gives me World War II flashbacks. How are the drive shaft angles? They're steep, but not terrible. I'm gonna put the battery straps on at least. There's the air conditioner again. It's not Josh, it's fake Josh. These battery straps are so long. I don't even know how those hold a battery. Good Lord. I can't listen to a podcast when they're eating. Oh, same. If I'm listening to a podcast and they start eating on it, I have to turn it off. Like that's why like there's been a couple of times when I've had like something to eat like on this channel while trying to do something and I like have to like kind of like turn off screen just cuz I can't even stand. Let's see. Just close your eyes and listen to that Velcro. He's doing it again. Look at that. That's such a cute little bottle of Threadlock from RC 4-wheel drive. I'm halfway impressed by their little assembly pack. Not gonna lie. That was a nice little addition to their kit. Good for them. Let's see. It is 2 grams. Effective date of 24 months. You could have ASMR the battery strap. Nah. Throw some tools in the box. Looking. You didn't grease the gears though, right? You are correct, sir. I did not disassemble the axles. I took advantage of the pre-assembled nature of the axles and assumed it was going to be good enough. Could be right, could be wrong. Or is it Schrodinger's cat? You never know unless you actually open it. Is it Schrodinger? Is that correct? They want you to run 6S with that 20 turn. That's why the Velcro is so long. Helping you get more than 20 feet in 5 hours. I just found ASMR Subaru engine build. Yes. There's some good ones like that. Travis, I'm conflicted on that. I love Subaru, but I hate ASMR. Do not grow short stash and don't take the hat off. Just saying. Gonna go listen to Ben Shapiro to fall asleep too. All right. We're good to go. Thanks, everybody. It's a good one. We had a good night assembling a leaf sprung truck. What? Yes, Schrodinger's cat. That is right. Okay. Which character from The Office would you listen to their ASMR? Let's see. Who has the best ASMR voice in The Office? That's interesting. I'm having a hard time thinking of who that would be. I feel like it'd be Andy, weirdly enough, because like not gonna lie, he could sing, so I feel like he could voice something fairly well. And Kevin saying, "Oh yeah, oh, why do you have to do that every time?" Sorry, can't help it. Oh, Stanley, Digital Mike, Stanley. That's a no-brainer. You are way more right. Yeah. I personally would rather hear ASMR from Troy and a bed from Community. I know that one a little bit. I haven't watched it that much. Have you watched Space Force? I did watch it. It was okay. It's good. Creed. Just to hear what Creed would say would be. Would you try the new MST Land Cruiser? I would. I just have to find a source where I could get it reasonably priced. So like I don't pay retail for most of these things. There's just no way I could buy this many kits and pay retail all the time. And I have to find one where I could get that. So I think they're starting to come in stock around here. I wouldn't be able to order from RC Mart and pay full price. Josh, start doing random ASMR while Nicole's reading comments. I'm gonna do that. Just see if she notices what I'm doing. What are you doing, idiot? I do not apologize unless I think I'm wrong. And if you don't like it, you can leave. ASMR with Dwight. Oh. ASMR Family Guy. Giggity, giggity, giggity. Although Brian ASMR, like what's the creator of Family Guy's, not, is it Seth? Seth somebody? Like his Brian voice like would be could be very calming. So um what body am I thinking of putting on this? So if I keep it and put a body on it, I've got one of the Tamaya hard body Pajeros that I think would be a good fit for this thing actually. I bought it a while ago without any real reason to buy it, but I think it'd be the perfect fit for this because it's made for that type of wheelbase, and I think it would just be the right way to go. We did have one RC four-wheel drive failure on us though. One completely thrashed thread right out of the box. So you're gonna drop the mower mount lower? Nope. I don't even know how you would on the. I'm sure you can. I haven't looked into it, but I mean, with where the drag link is, you'd have to flip that, and I guess you have to remove that cross brace. But then how do you hold the servo in? Unless you just cut it. I don't know. I'm not really that worried about it. Like trying to make this thing perform well is, like trying to make butter healthier. Like just don't worry about it and enjoy it. Will you do any metal work on the short wheelbase rig? Depends. Like if I get a body on it and I'm actually really digging it, then like maybe I'll do something. But that all depends if I keep it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it yet. Cut all my hair off. Right? I used to do videos without a hat on most of the time. Now I just don't have to. ASMR with Sasha Gray. I'm patiently waiting to see all the rigs fall one day when the shelf breaks off. Yeah, I hope not. I've braced, so I added additional support to the back side of each shelf when I first put it together, and then it's anchored to the wall pretty good. But you never know. SMT10 build next, Josh. Yes, actually, I've been working on that. I might be able to have builder's kit. I know they're out of stock right now, but I think I got a hold of one. So that was one of the ones that I was trying to get for this. What I'm trying to do, it was suggested to me, was also have them send a one of those amp kits from ECX, which is like parts of it are pre-assembled, and try and see if I can make her build another one. Doing Sunday film still. Yes, that is the plan. I fly out tomorrow morning and fly back tomorrow evening with our new kitten from Phoenix. So, but should be ready to roll everything on Sunday. Dude, get a haircut. I just did. You should have seen how long it was. Um, better than a migraine. That's true. Um, all that Vanquish metal going to bring that shelf down. If not, you need more Vanquish on. Yeah. Yeah, that's let's see. All those three have Vanquish axles or are Vanquish trucks. SCX 10-2, Vanquish axles, Tuk Tuk, and a dancing rider behind it. No, those are two SCX 24s. And yeah, then that whole side. Dude, the ASMR with a new kitty on the way back. Let's. I'm gonna get one. Have the girlfriend have Gravedigger RTR Castle set. Yeah, the I've been thinking about it as well. I think it could be good. It'd be fun. I think the kitty needs to sit on your desk on Sunday. I'm so nervous of what having a kitten is like. I haven't had a kitten since I was, I don't know, 13 years old, somewhere in there. Like I just don't know. So we'll see. Hoping to have a kitty unboxing. Look at this articulation. Much flex. Wait, you got SCX? You got 124 scale rigs? Thought you weren't into them. I wasn't. I picked them up again just to like try it out again. And I've got that new CNC router coming, so I thought about it'd be kind of fun to make some 124 scale carbon fiber bits. Maybe build a whole new chassis and everything for it. Flat rail 124 scale stuff is acceptable. Uh, let's. If it's a boy, he will. It is not a boy. It is a female. So that's what. That's my hope is that he'll be a little better. What an SMT 10 good rig for a 3-year-old. So my buddy, my coworker Brandon, his 2-year-old, yeah, he's 2.5 now. He drives the SMT 10 all the time, like all the time, and it has a blast. Brandon's got some like foam behind the trigger so he doesn't get full power, but he still he drives the crap out of it. Build a micro shark, fun little rig. I like the looks of the micro shark, but 3D printed wise and things like that, I have some plans on how I want to do it to try and make it look pretty cool, like kind of micro shark, but make it more durable and maybe a little more capable, possibly. Send a monster truck body to Suits and do a Vanquish livery. Yeah, that's. Man. All right. Well, it's 10:15 here. We're done. Let's wrap this thing up. Thanks for joining, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the support, good comments, good conversation, and not a bad build. I'll say that. Throw all this stuff in here and we'll wrap it up for the night. Thanks as always, and see you guys next time. Later.